jelly, peas and rice, house and land, now we sharp like a knife. Green in abundance, real love around me, yeah. You want to know where we coming from? Say you want come look for me, yeah. If you're willing to have some fun, yeah, I could give you company. Move that way, come girl, blunder right by me. Squeeze that tight, make it trip down there. Neighbor, oh, yes, you kindly. Miss Jolie, know your mango sweet, so Jolie, know your mango sweet. Tell me how it ripe and sweet, so Jolie, know your mango sweet. It's been a while, yeah. Oh, yeah. Since we built a vibe, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, yo, so let me build it. Y'all grind fine like chili, baby. Real things start, I no time for no gimmicks. Good vibes only, keep that around me, keep that around me. Let me build it. Move that waist one time skillfully. Y'all you know you look so fine naturally. Real vibes only, keep that around me. Keep that around watch how the vibes them sweet. Cool and nice, whole thing set up. Peace on my mind, roll that thing and now we take flight. Trees in abundance, see it all around me, yeah. So let we jam with the heart and love. All our way is family, yeah. It's all long on the ground, girl. You know that this is the season, baby. See that it? Nothing sweeter, girl, know it. Don't throw stone, girl, I go pick. Neighbor, oh, he ask you kindly. Miss Jolene, Jolene. Tell me how it ripe and sweet, so Lord, it's been a while, yeah. Oh, yeah. When you're giving out, yeah. Call me. Hey, so let me build it. Girl grind fine like chili, baby. Real things start, I no time for no gimmicks. Good vibes only, keep that around me, keep that around me. Let me build it. Move that waist one time skillfully. Girl, you know you look so fine naturally. Real vibes only, keep that around me, keep that around me. Hey, neighbor, oh, neighbor, oh. Them vibes, coconut jelly, peas and rice, house and land, I'm sharp like a knife. Trees in abundance, see it all around me, yeah. You want to know where we coming from? Say you have something for me, yeah. The thing up on the ground, girl, you know that this is the season, baby. Hey, Miss Jolene, Jolene, hey, Jolene, Jolene, yeah.
For the sake of love, I feel some see that I don't wanna talk yet? And I probably won't answer if you call my phone. Always asking why I put her in a friend zone, saying she nearby at another friend's home. I don't wanna see another sunset. You don't wanna see me fall like that. Wipe the tears off the blade when you pull it out my bag. When you told me you could die just to keep me like that. When I looked you in her eyes and I heard your voice cry. Baby, it was love, baby, it was tough. Maybe it's enough, lost a lot of blood, left me in the cut. Baby, it was trust, baby, now it's dust. Crying to my cuz, leaning on my bruh, twisted in my gut. Sunset. It's been 18 days since I kept her waiting. Probably won't last for another 18. She asked me where I'm at when it comes to dating. Can't you see that I don't wanna talk yet? And I probably won't answer if you call my phone. Always asking why I put her in a friend zone, saying she nearby at another friend's home. I don't wanna see another sunset.
See you coming. What is this kind of love? Yeah, frequencies buzzing. Now I hook on your love. Yeah, maybe you're from another planet, or maybe I was designed for you. If she jump, then I jump. Wherever she go, I go in. Ain't no mountain too high. Any river I cross it. If she say left, then it's left. There ain't no second guessing. When she wrong, she's still right. She just want my attention. Anywhere I go, I find myself back to you, yeah. Love it when you in charge, darling, you lead the way, yeah. Break up just to make up, you know that type of shit, yeah. Hold your kisses, ransom till you have it your way, yeah. I never had it like you, boo. Wet till the splash it too good. Bad man in them feels is too soon. Get this kind of love in a blue moon. So if you step into the left, then I step into the left. If you take 2 steps to the right, baby, are you already there? Come and hold me a little closer, like you don't want me go nowhere. Spin around till we fall over. They say you dizzy me. I can see you coming. What is this kind of love? Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Murray Bay Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
Boom, just like that. You're Brooklyn on them. Just like that, no.
Hey, Choppy.
I didn't see you coming. What is this kind of love, yeah? Frequencies buzzing. Now I hook on your love, yeah. Maybe you're from another planet. Or maybe I was designed for you. If she jump, then I jump. Wherever she go, I go in. Ain't no mountain too high. Any river I cross it. If she say left, then it's left. There ain't no second guessing. When she wrong, she's still right. She just want my attention. Anywhere I go, I find myself back to you, yeah. Love it when you in charge, darling, you lead the way, yeah. Break up just to make up, you know that type of shit, yeah. Hold your kisses, ransom till you have it your way, yeah. I never had it like you, boo. Wet till the splash it too good. Bad man in them feels is too soon. Get this kind of love in a blue moon. So if you step into the left, then I step into the left. If you take 2 steps to the right, baby, are you already there? Come and hold me a little closer, like you don't want me go nowhere.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Island Girl Talk. Oh gosh, boy. Oh gosh, I just missed this show. Every week, boy. It should be every day, you know. Just kidding.
Neicy, have your mic?
Oh, I know somebody was going to bring it up on air.
Guys, just now, right before we started, Neicy is like, oh my God, where's my mic? And the mic is literally right in front of her. You had to be there. I wish you had done it online.
I had a brain fart, guys. I was like, I'm not seeing my mic. It was a little bit to the side. It was, to be fair, it was a little. Yes, I think they showed a mic. I was like, where's my mic?
Where you wearing them glasses for, girl?
Girl. Sometimes the 4 eyes make us a little bit
I'm wearing it for fashion.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, welcome. We're your hosts. I'm Krystal, Khayne.
Trinidad, Shawna,
Neicy.
And of course, we are on episode 24.
Yep.
My word.
Just now is the big 2-5.
You got
2-5 is a special day, but don't make it up.
Give away. What you say?
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, greetings and pleasantries. Tell us about your week, your weekend gone, and the week so far. How's everybody going?
Good. My week was a little bit slow. I think my weekend and stuff was a little bit slow. I spent some time by my mom.
Aww. Hi, mommy.
Went to work Saturday. You know, it was relaxing, not the usual hustle and bustle.
Okay, niece.
My weekend was restful. I'm still resting. I'm still recovering, guys.
Right.
So I try not to over-exert myself. But this week I came out a little bit to do some work in sense of like try to like get back in the flow of things, and it was a bit challenging because to go from being such a busybody and on top of everything to having to halt for like a bit completely and now kind of build back up that routine, like I was catching myself getting anxiety like just to throw back myself into work. So I'm like slowly helping myself get back there, and I think today's topic might be helping me with that as well.
That's true.
Nice.
And Ananias told me last time, he was like, you guys need to take rest, because he was asking me about my schedule, and he said, you know what would happen when you don't take rest? You get ill.
It happened.
Exactly. That's exactly what he said. He said you would get ill and then you'd be forced to take your rest. So when you need to take your rest, your body knows, so do so.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
And that made me also realize how much I didn't value rest, because even while I was sick and couldn't do anything, I'm feeling bad for being sick and can't do anything. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm so accustomed.
Yeah.
That was a very hard pill to swallow.
Because money had to make to us.
That's so true. You like up and then dropping it.
Things stop singing in her. Things stop singing.
Things can't afford to stop singing.
Things stop singing.
Yeah. Well, this weekend was not laid back for me at all. You know, the usual. I've been busy up and down, up and down.
Chris at all. Chris was taking forever to even reply to messages, which is not like you.
Which is not like me, right?
I was like, Chris gone, clear.
Yeah. So yeah, I tired all now. I wish I could sleep actually.
But you had a good weekend.
Well, yeah, busy weekend is a good weekend,
Yeah.
but it takes a toll, as you know.
Yeah. And then you were still recovering.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I enjoy the recovery now because I realize like, okay, this was missing from my things. I need to find a way to balance because I can't take a hit like that again, and not just for the slowing down business wise, also not feeling like myself, like still on the road to recovery where my energy is nowhere near to how I just normally feel.
Yeah.
I don't want to be feeling that again.
I heard that before.
But wait now, I missed the memo or what?
What's the
I
memo?
missed the memo today.
What's the memo? Oh,
So
the swag glasses.
Well, you could not tell a girlfriend to wear her glasses today or
I
what?
should have bring some,
Well, this
Should I
is not
bring
by
them?
chance for me.
I didn't have to wear my
I need
contacts today, you
to
know. I
see.
Should
I
have bring
could have
a
wear
little
my
extra glasses for your man.
I could have wear my teacher's glasses
But I thought you get the memo after last week's empowerment minute. I thought you got the memo after we shit. You know, I thought this was the thing.
You all walk with all your shades today?
No, I didn't.
That's a bop, you know.
Yeah.
That's a bop.
It was when I watched about the video, I was like, yo, we are some clowns. It's like everybody
Oh my
was
gosh.
like doing the whole blind thing, like without even planning it.
Yeah.
Everybody like
It's called chemistry. Yes. But guys, we want to welcome you all in the chat room. Welcome. Thanks for always being there chatting with us.
Yeah.
Remember to call in at any time you all feel like it. The number is 466-4-O-U-R. That's 466-4687. And have a chat with us. You know, the more the merrier. Like and share the live. You know, and like really like and share the live so that we could have more people to chat with and, you know, powwow with and all of that. Yeah? So what we talking about today, y'all? We're talking about how to motivate yourself, you know, and we want to give you all some tips for self-improvement.
Yes.
Yes, and this we preaching to ourselves too,
Yeah,
because we need
definitely.
to learn, like, sometimes we get on when I say a bandwagon, we hot and we sweaty wanting to do this and we're gonna accomplish this and accomplish that, and then when the
top
time
in
comes, we watching Netflix, we binge watching. You know what I mean?
You know, you say one episode,
Yeah.
a whole season later.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy to motivate yourself, you know, like many people, you know, you set your alarm, you want to wake up 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, well, for artists, 8 o'clock is early, but for most people, you want to wake up at 6 in the morning. The alarm comes, you're snoozing 3 and 4 times, you
Or
know?
sometimes you're setting 8:15, 8:15.
Yes. Guilty. You know?
So when they miss one, they know it's okay. That's how come I can sleep through this one.
Right? You set your to-do list, right? You didn't do one thing on the to-do list, right? You're getting excited about your goals, but for some reason you just can't start. Like, we are all guilty of it. We are all procrastinators at times. We all have high goals that we set for ourselves and then end up falling short.
Yes.
You know, so today is the day where we talk about that. We acknowledge that within ourselves and we try to, you know, give ourselves tips to overcome that.
Yeah.
Right? Sound good?
Yes.
All right. So, who want to start?
I want to start.
But before we go there, you know, we just do this to ourselves too, but then we start to feel like when we don't accomplish a task, we start to feel like, oh gosh, the whole world caving in.
Course, and that's
like,
when the anxiety kicks in.
The anxiety. Like, I guilty of that with my room right now. I will share that. I need to clean my room.
Yeah.
Right? I wouldn't even tell Oli how bad it is.
And then when your space is not clear, it literally makes you feel like you're not functioning.
It does. It does. After a while, it certainly does. Like, I wouldn't lie. Sometimes I feel like my cocoon, but then after it's like, yo, you need to clean this space, yo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I'm definitely guilty of that. And then when
And then your house is so clean, so that's probably why your mom is going to your
the
bedroom.
rest of the house.
I have a girlfriend who came by me once and she saw her, because I'm a neat freak. Right. Well, from that one instance of coming, anytime I go by her, I've never seen her room. Like, she always have me downstairs waiting in the living room.
Yeah.
You're scarred again.
Yeah.
Like, we've been friends for years, and I've never seen the inside of my friend room. Cassie, you know who you are. Right? I put Cassie on blast. Cassie, like, literally had me downstairs waiting for Cassie. You know, normally, like, if you're going out to take your friend, or you're in the room getting ready together, all talking. This girl had me sit out downstairs waiting while she upstairs dressing in her, because I cannot see her room.
Yeah, guilty. Shawna, where's it? Yeah, Shawna, come
Oh
on,
my Chris, your house is so clean, thank you. And no bedroom doors.
No bedroom.
Door
closed. Now you can't see that. You can't see. You know, like when the cleaning lady come, I don't even let her clean my bedroom.
Really?
No.
She's scared.
I can't do that to the lady. I had to clean my bedroom, you know. But let's talk about how we feel when we don't accomplish our task before we get into the tips. Because when we know we have all these aspirations to for ourselves to complete, and then we don't do it, we start to feel, like Shawna said, the anxiety.
Yes.
We start to feel like
beat up on yourself, the negative self-talk.
We not accomplished, we this or that, and like myself, I start to feel like a spiraling down a vortex of darkness and despair.
Why she's so dramatic?
You know?
No, that's how it feels. I hear you, girl.
It's not just you, right?
No, girl.
Yeah.
There with you.
I think
Especially
for
when
me,
you're not getting, because you know your potential. And you know
gosh,
like,
boy.
if you don't have something to compare it to, you don't feel no kind of way. But if you know what you're capable of, you can't let it slide.
So it's like you always, you kind of beat up on yourself. You tell yourself, like, really? Like, I talk to myself, like, really, Shawna? Come on. That is common sense. Get your together, you know?
Yeah.
So I understand.
I think I mentioned something to earlier too. Like, who said just now, unless you're comparing yourself to something, is only when you're getting it done. Like, when I know I have to get something done, and I know it has to get done, but I don't have any fire lighting underneath me, I procrastinate.
Right.
It's almost as if I need to feel pressure to perform.
That's
I
a
have to
bad
have
habit.
I know.
A very, very
I have to
bad
have a deadline. Somebody had to be breathing down my neck.
Yeah.
I had to feel like I'm not going to make money if I don't do it. And then I perform. And I perform well under pressure, but I need the stress to perform.
Because you put yourself in that mindset of you did it so many times that when you're called to act, you need that environment for that to come out.
Yeah.
I can totally relate.
It's feel good too. Like, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're working and you're working.
Totally
but then
relate.
I disagree. I had this stage in my life where I was ease partner. I don't need as much as I could relate to Chris, because I come from that culture of that you have 5 minutes and you could get something done in 5 minutes that you take 2 weeks to even reach to this 5 minutes.
Yeah, boy.
I came from that. No, I want peace.
Yeah.
I want ease. I want to try to take my time and pace myself. I don't want my heart be doing this for me to function.
Yeah.
It's like a drug.
Nah, I
have a whole week to with this show, Island Girl Talk. We have a whole week to plan this show, you know. But no, Tuesday night right before Wednesday.
Last night, Chris sent me an email. Chris, should I say the time you send the email?
Tell them.
2 o'clock in the morning. And Chris message in the group, guys, show sent. So I reply,
Nah, send it 12:30.
she had sent it before, but she had messaged something later on and pertaining to the show. So I reply, no problem, a thumbs up or something like that. She was like, you up?
What are you doing now?
What you do? She up, but asking me.
Well, it's between. I thought out of the three of us, is me and Shawna with the night owls.
Yeah.
We here thinking you was go to bed around 10.
No,
You know?
I just be up. I just not be online.
Right, yeah.
You understand? Like I training myself to
Put down the phone.
unplug.
Put the phone
So
down.
I will be up doing work and stuff or whatever, but I don't need to be on my phone at 2 o'clock in the morning like this.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand? But I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
Like waking up early just be a task.
Yes.
You know?
All right. So before we get into let's talk to our people now, see what they're saying in the chat room before we get into the tips, right? So we have Dennis Allen. Dennis. Hey. He says
We need to get Tay on the show, eh?
Right.
Like I saw
gosh.
interview with Tay recently and Tay have gems to drop.
You don't know. He says, I reach with my complimentary jinx. Where the VVIP is. And we have Dali Noble saying, good afternoon, ladies. Anticipating a good time as always.
Hi,
How are you
darling.
looking? Sharp.
Hey,
So,
you're fine.
you see, it's the glasses, you know. Right? I should be wearing glasses
come
too.
across to this blind side. Come across to the blind side.
But I'm more blind than all, you know.
She hiding it with contacts.
I hiding it with the contacts.
Hiding it with contacts.
Yes. Carrie-Ann Bernard. Hello.
We have Miss Carrie-Ann. I messaged her and I was like, yo, we missing you on Island Girl Talk.
She says, hey everyone, just popping in to say hi.
You see, I get excited for nothing.
Looking amazing as always. And then she said, rest is a must. Right? We have Fire Wolfman saying, greetings everyone, blessings. Hi, Fire Wolfman.
Hi.
Then we have Danielle Villafana. Is she new?
Sounds new.
She says, guilty of this topic. Yes, indeed. Then Chromatic say, how Neicy and Shawna looking like they go and teach a class then. Hear him looking lovely.
Thank you.
I'm looking lovely. So my because I know wearing glasses, I know look lovely too.
Chris,
all right.
right after this episode, we're going to get you a black, you know,
a pair.
But it must
We're wearing glasses next week, eh?
Yeah.
Right? Nah, I don't need no fake glasses. I go wear my real ones.
All right.
Well, they know I'm blind like a bat. Right? Look, we have one more person in the comments. We have Carrie-Ann sending love. We have Kyle Grant saying good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, Kyle.
Our boy self-improvement. Our boy self-improvement. One of my favorite topics.
Yeah,
well,
boy.
yes, you're in for a treat today, darling.
We need it.
And with that, we want to get into it. Today, we're talking about how to motivate yourself, and we're going to give you all some tips for self-improvement. If you're just joining us, we were just talking about how not accomplishing our immediate goals, how it makes us feel. It makes us feel unaccomplished. We start to feel like we, like I said, spiraling down a dark vortex of darkness and despair. Like myself. And you know how we like to do everything else, but at the last minute, we try to get things done, or sometimes we don't get it done at all. So the following are some ways to try and overcome that.
Yeah.
Who wants to start?
Me.
Yeah.
And
Start to talk.
funny enough that I'm starting with my tip is to just start.
Yeah.
Right? So the tip is just get started. And I have been guilty of this. Sometimes we stay so much in our head of what we will do when we start than actually doing the task.
Starting.
So I'm thinking about how awesome it will be to start. I'm thinking about how this will go when it starts. I'm thinking about all the progress I'll make when I start. But up to now, I ain't start. Right? So sometimes you should just get out of your head and get into the actual task. And while you're in it, you know, figuring things out, but actually be like in the practical stage and more of your thinking, and just be rationalizing your thoughts and emotions and trying to figure out all these different things. And time is passing while that is happening. Just get started. And one of a famous quote that normally keeps me motivated with that come from a famous writer by the name of Mark Twain. Right? He said, the secret of getting ahead is just getting started.
Yeah.
You know, you can't figure things out if you're still on the sidelines watching the game. You have to actually get in the game and start to play. So just get started.
My friend, she was reading a book and she shared something with me similar. I can't remember the name of the book. So when I do remember, when I do get it, I would tell you all. But in the book, they spoke about getting started. And a lot of people, they just don't feel to get started. We know that we're guilty of that, right?
Feel.
Yeah. So perhaps we have to maybe exercise, or we have to do something and we don't want to do it. But the book encourages you to, as much as you don't want to do it, don't tell yourself, oh my gosh, I have this whole long exercise. If it's exercising, right? I have this whole long exercise and that I usually do for 20 minutes. The book says, no, don't think like that. Just go and do it for 5 minutes then. Just do a little bit. And then sometimes you find that once you force yourself to get into the act, in that motion, then you want to continue to the 20 minutes. But if you don't want to, it's fine. But at least just do it. Just do a little piece, and eventually your mood will possibly change. You don't want to wash your wares? Just get up and start to do it. Tell yourself, I just want to...
Krystal laugh like it's a nail.
Tell yourself, I'm not feeling to wash your wares, but I will wash 1 cup.
What?
I mean,
I understand
that works.
Yeah.
I'm just
and
gonna
then you're
wash
not
1
in the
cup
water, you're not in the soap.
there.
Let me just continue.
Let me see if it might continue. And if you don't feel to continue, at least
You have a clean cup.
I hate to wash wares, boy. Listen, but
At least you know, if you told yourself that, you know, I'm really not feeling to wash the waist, at least you know that you did start and you did attempt.
Clean cup.
And you have a clean cup. Right? So you have something done. So you can't feel guilty, because usually you'll feel guilty for not even doing
nothing
it.
at all.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so true.
So just start, and if you're not feeling to, at least you could say, well, I did try. I did start, and I really just couldn't make today. And that's okay too, you know?
That's facts there, Shawna. That's facts. I'm guilty and I hate washing waist, you know.
For real?
What?
Yeah, that's one of my
And then I'll be like,
chores.
let me just wash the cup, just like she's saying. And then I'll be
And
like,
you always have clean
all right,
cup.
I go wash the plate too.
Yeah.
All right, I go wash the bowl. And by the time you know that, I wash the whole sink away.
Yeah,
And it doesn't be plenty, you
It
know.
doesn't, it's a mindset. And
Yeah.
just to add to that with what you were saying about like just getting started and put your feelings aside, sometimes you need to go with the fact of the situation versus how you feel about it. The fact is you don't have any clean wares. You need to wash the wares.
Yeah.
Whether you feel to or not, the fact remains you have no clean wares. If you don't wash wares, you have no clean wares.
Yeah.
So focus on the facts of the situation and put the feelings to the side.
This
Because
feel
if,
that motivated me.
listen, this is a person not someone
We go
like
find a
us.
stereotype you have Neicy.
I have friends who have. Listen, that
Let
is
me
a
go and
real
price
thing.
let me go and price that dishwasher.
I have friends, like if the entertaining is not on their plates and stuff, they
Yeah.
would buy a lot of plates,
Paper
plastic,
plates.
yeah. So
Yeah.
everything goes in the bin after, makes cleaning.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know
I
a lot of
like
people.
that.
Yeah.
And maybe
people
that
do
is a
as
good
well.
thing. Like figure out what
works
works
for
for
you.
you.
Yes. That
Yeah.
might definitely work for me. So, right, just to recap, just start. Just start,
Yeah.
right?
And feel it. Facts over feelings.
Yes.
Yes.
Another tip for self-improvement, right, and to motivate yourself is to break down your tasks into smaller steps, right? Now, it's quite a recommended tactic because it simplifies your task, right, or tasks. Right. So what you could really do is make a list of what you need to get done, or choose the most important thing of what you need to get done, and make a list of all the steps that you would need to take to get that one thing done.
Yeah.
You understand? And only focus on the step that you're doing at that point in time. Don't study anything else. Don't try to confuffle your mind with all the other
I need
steps.
that, Chris. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Talk the things.
Right?
Talk to me.
Okay, so you had to go and do ABC. What does it entail for you to accomplish A? What does it entail for you to accomplish B? And then C. And just focus on each step at a time, each small step at a time. Make that one step your whole world. When you accomplish that, then move on and focus on the next step. Don't look at it holistically, because it will stress yourself
Bring
out.
the energy. Bring the energy.
Right?
Get
Dropping
set.
them gems in
Watch
Shawna
now. You
garden.
don't even understand. I don't know if it has anything to do with being a creative, but it is the most annoying thing to
Yes.
be washing the ways and then something pop into your
And you
head
stop.
and you stop. Like,
Yes.
why am I all over the place? Then sometimes, like, you know, you're vacuuming, vacuuming the living room, and then there's one of my t-shirts on the couch, and I say, oh shucks, I need to wash the clothes. And you stop vacuuming. So then you pick up the t-shirts and you go on with the t-shirts, and then you finish
Yeah.
vacuuming. And then you ever see, I think that me like this too. You're in the washroom folding clothes, and then I watch and I see a plant pot there. I was like, why this plant pot here?
Yes.
This plant, you know, I needed to replant this, you know. And then I stop
She leave the
washing and
washer to go and
replant.
plant.
You understand?
Yes.
It's so
I see it in
frustrating.
visuals.
I'm feeling it coming up.
Frustrating.
Shawna, I'm feeling it.
I was there once and I'm about to drop some gems for you guys with something that helped me get structured. So I read this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Right.
And that, like exactly what you all described, and I feel like proud of myself because I'm no longer there. Right? I'm no longer there. No, but hear what the book did for me. It taught me something called the same step that Chris said in terms of the breaking it down, but to take it a step further, it's something called habit stacking.
Right.
So, for instance, if you take the list of all the things that you have to get done, and you break it down as simple as it could, and you know exactly what the small versions of the task look like. Now, you go back into the same list, and you group tasks together that relates to one another, probably in the same room or whatever. So you're stacking habits.
Okay.
So for instance, like if you washing wares and you had to wash wares and you're cleaning, like, and it's in the same area, you do that because together.
It makes sense.
So you're not gonna be jumping from the wares to planting because you think of it. Yeah. Right? You group the habits that kind of correlate.
So you're grouping like tasks together.
Right. So when you go to the bedroom and you know, okay, I have clothes to fold, like whatever in the bedroom, you focus on that. You're not gonna be like in the bedroom thinking about, I was supposed to get something in the car, and you leave the bedroom to go to the car while in the car you think of something, and you're just jumping all over the place. You have these small, simple tasks that you're starting on, but whatever task you could pull from the list that is associated to the space or could piggyback off of what you're doing, like it relating to one another. You stack the habits together, and you only focus on that, and you move on to something after that completed. So even if you get it taught, you could write it down, but you don't stop what you're doing to go across to that.
Lovely.
And that has helped me stay on top of things. That's why something like if y'all might message and I'll be like, I can't deal with that now because it's not part of what I'm trying to do now. And if I shift across to that, it's true enough this. So if I'm in writing mode and I'm blogging, nobody getting me to do nothing until this done. You know, and at first it used to be like kind of hard saying no to stuff, but later on I realized it gave me structure. You know, and to take it a step further, it's like I cut off the distraction. So if I know I'm writing and stuff for blogs, I put the phone far away because I could even pause for a minute to look at the phone and that still take me away from what I'm doing. So you would, when you get into it, you still like had to look at to see what's still distracting you, but the stacking is help.
Indeed,
I like that. I like that.
Atomic Habits is the book. It's a very, very good book. It have the audio version on YouTube because I don't really read books. I listen them. Yeah, but that book help a lot.
Nice. So indeed, number 2, break down your habits or your steps or what you need to accomplish into small steps. Like the great painter Vincent van Gogh said, great things are done by a series of small things brought together. All right?
We need to take a break.
We need to take a break. Oh, you know what's going to do
I see you looking at the clocks.
Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with more Island Girl Talk right here on OURradio.fm.
Yeah.
You see me looking?
Yes.
This is my water, right?
Yeah, mine's up over here.
Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
Trini again, na 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 na. It's been a while since I found something to pass my time, to make me feel like maybe I'm an addict, yeah. You can't blame me, I'm already broken. How do I fix me? Don't know why I'm searching, afraid to be needy. That is why I'm yearning for that facts. We all got something that we do. Drink or smoke it too. I will not be the judge of you. That's not how we do. We all got something that we do. Drink or smoke it too. I will not be the judge of you. It's not for me to do. We all got something that we do. Drink or smoke it too. I will not be the judge of you. 'Cause I do it too, yeah. Yeah, 'cause I do it too, yeah. City and cities, I'm still the same person again. Tell me, will this pain ever end? I'm back in the cycle again. Ooh, jeez, that's the time.
And we're back with more Island Girl Talk, guys. We're your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
Neicy.
Mom
My
there.
God, this
Fighting a cough.
Oh God.
She was going cough again, y'all. I think your new name should be
Listen, this
opposed to
month
Neicy.
later does not want to leave me.
right.
It
Neicy
just
coughing
does,
for like a month
it
right
set
now.
a home in my throat. Anybody have any remedies that feel free to comment and share because I fed up.
Yeah, boy. So, guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about ways to motivate yourself, you know, and we're giving you all some tips on how to improve yourself, tips for self-improvement. We just touched on the first two. It was just start instead of thinking about starting all the time. And the second one was break your task down into smaller steps so that you don't feel overwhelmed with everything that you have to do. You know, just break it down and focus on one step at a time. You understand? We're going to continue, but I want to talk to the chat room a little bit.
We missing
because
with
I'm seeing
peeps.
some people.
We missing with peeps.
Right? All right. So we have Dennis replying to Matix saying, Matix, leave that. Is a look. He talking about the glasses.
Yeah.
Right? We have Carrie Ann again saying, Neicy, you have always told me that. And boy, oh boy, just start. Right? It has worked in more ways, in more ways than one. Thanks, hun.
You're welcome.
Oh, Neicy with the advice.
It's my new dancer, guys. I don't give a props.
Be a therapist, huh?
Yeah.
Right? It's
yeah.
true, huh? And then we have Carrie Ann again saying, we see who don't like to wash up. Well, oh gosh, what do you want me to tell you? I had to be real.
We know what we're getting Chris for
Right?
Christmas. a whole year supply of
Now,
paper.
let me just clear the air a little bit. Just because I may not enjoy washing wares or whatever does not mean I want the place dirty. Yeah.
Because it's facts over feelings.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
you can get someone to do these things for you. All right?
For you.
Right, too. And that's what I have to say about that.
I agree.
If I have
Even
to
though
have... go ahead.
Yeah, I say even though we're speaking about the floors, it don't mean we don't have our things together to an
We
extent. No,
figuring it
nobody
out.
perfect, but
we just sharing and being
of
transparent.
course, we would have times where we have the down times, and we had to be real about
We
it.
had to be real with all you. Exactly. Right? We have Carrie Ann again saying, indeed, smaller is much better. It makes things feel like less work. Indeed. She then goes on to say, I was like that, doing everything and nothing. And my work friend said, get one thing done, then move on. And I never looked back. Indeed, Carrie Ann. Well, there you go. She said, big up you, sister. I love how you always try to make yourself better. Aw. And she said, hit that like y'all. You know, she back to doing her work. Right? Then we have Fire Wolfman saying, Neicy needs some Zeba Peak.
Oh gosh, that's
for that cough.
But I'll take
Zeba
it.
Peak.
At this stage, I take it. Anyway.
What is Zeba Peak? I feel like I've heard it before.
It's some kind of bark of a tree. I believe that it is soaking rum or something like that.
Okay.
It's a leaf.
It's a leaf.
Yeah. All I know, bitter. Who has Zeba Peak? Because I remember growing up as a child. That's an like shandy something. It's a green bush. Them bush thing. Yeah, my grandparents.
Say Shandy Carib.
No, Shandy. I can't remember the name. But yeah, I will definitely try with the Zeba Peak because that, for real, it's really, really bitter. But I remember taking that as a child. My mama gave me like a spoon of sugar right after.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, nice. So we're going to continue with some more tips on how to improve yourself, tips on how to motivate yourself. Yeah? Who's going next?
Another one is create a positive mindset.
For that.
The reality of the situation is that it's hard to create a positive mindset if we always view things negatively. Right? So we really need to get ourselves in a space of where we try to see the glass half full instead of half empty. We know that saying. So that's really something that we should try to implement in our lives and actually start looking for the positive, right? And I could tie that into being having gratitude as well, because when you start having gratitude for these simple things, you see life on the nicer end.
Yes.
You know, so a positive mindset is also very crucial for getting your stuff done and for improving yourself, because you could find yourself spiraling in what it is, darkness and despair and anxiety. So sometimes just, guard yourself and find your peaceful place. Take a moment for yourself and start thinking about the people that you love. You have so many different things to be gracious for. I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want to overpoint another point. But yes, try generally to have a good opinion about things. See it from a different perspective or a different lens.
I like that. Nice?
Yes. I'm moving on to And it's similar to the mindset. It's in the same space of mindset. Have a feeling of gratitude. Because a lot of the times we focus on what's not getting done, what we're not doing, how far we behind, than actually taking the time to look at the other side of what have you accomplished so far, what have you been able to like achieve, you know, like as much as you still know it's always going to be a process of improvement, it's always going to be something to get done. Take time to appreciate where you are at and know that like before you, where you're standing right now, you probably was working towards getting here at this junction. And most of the times, like when we reach there, we don't take time to appreciate it because we on to the next. So sometimes just having that sense of gratitude and appreciating where you are while still in the process of working to becoming better and improve. And also during that journey, when you do make mistakes or you do fall short, be kind to yourself. Again, mindset, you know, having that attitude, because it's like, it's easy to beat up on yourself. It's easy to pound yourself into, like the world done pounding you. You come in to pound yourself more. Like you have to have that where like no matter what the world's sending at you, you create a safe space for yourself, because not all the time you can rely on people to create that for you. So you have to stand guard at your mind and your heart when it comes to stuff like this. So even if you make a mistake, don't let the world get its hands on you to try to tell you like, well, stop in your tracks. You analyze it, you have that conversation with yourself, like, I really messed up there, I could have done that better, and pick yourself up and go again.
And you be kind to yourself as well, not just the world, you know.
But be kind to yourself and also be kind to others, because again, you don't know what they're going through, and your kindness might be what they need in that moment. So,
Nice one, niece. Nice one. Another tip to improve yourself, motivate yourself is, and it's kind of piggybacking off of the one that I made earlier with break down your goals into smaller steps. Set attainable goals that excite you. You understand? So you have something to accomplish or a series of things to accomplish, and you have the more enjoyable things and you have the not so fun things. But the whole, if you're looking at it holistically, just the magnitude of all of it have you feeling bogged down, right? Try by going with the goals that are enjoyable for right now. You understand? The ones that give you excitement, the ones that, you know, make you feel motivated to get the work done. And start with those. And then move on to the more difficult ones. Don't start with the goals that making you freeze up or be like, oh God, I don't want to do this or Start with the steps that toward that goal that make you feel motivated. The ones that you enjoy doing, so that when you move on now, you feel more motivated
and
to
tackle, pick up that momentum.
Pick up the momentum and to tackle the harder ones. Right? Like so set attainable goals that excite you. Yes, toward that end result. Right. Yeah.
I wanna add something again, because the point that you made, it's like checking out points in the book that I mentioned earlier. I feel I should get like some kind of, you know, credit, because I feel like selling books after today. But he mentioned something.
We could review books, you know.
Listen, he had mentioned the same thing with like you look at your to-do list and it's dark and gloom, because it's like, wow, all these things I had to get done. So he did mention along the lines of, you know, you pick the tasks that easy to do, the tasks that you want to throw yourself into. And when you, after like later when you build that routine of getting things done, he took it a step further where for the challenging task, to get motivated with it, you kind of take the task that you like and use it as a reward system for the challenging task. So you do the hard task and then you move on to the one that you like as a reward. So you're looking forward to finish this to get to that, because it excites you. You understand? But if it's not for persons who starting from zero. If you're not doing anything and you need to get started, go with the exciting task, because you just want to get in the routine of doing. After you reach that point where you build the habit of doing, but you're still hitting that wall where, you know, like when you make a to-do list, for me, I would be ticking off all the easy stuff, and then the day pass and the things that really critical for me to get done and done. And I have a to-do list that 10 items tick off because I want to, but that one item that could have been life-changing still on the list. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to reach that switch where you prioritize the most important task. And what he was saying, as I said, you do that and then you use the ones that you like as the reward system.
Nice.
Okay, very nice. Well said, well said. All right. Who's next?
Another one is change your inputs. And I also want to not just say change your inputs, but manage your inputs, right? And I'm saying this because, there's a saying, you are what you eat. Have you ever heard that before?
Yes.
And it will apply to everything, right? Because we're talking about food.
I am a snack.
Hear that laugh. Who was that? Shawna?
What? You're walking like I see it to the tip of my tongue. I was like, it's a snack.
I wasn't expecting that one, but yeah.
Sorry, Sean. Continue. Get back on track. Get back on track.
Oh, gosh.
Right, so yes. And that pause from, oh gosh, yeah, my weekend. That pause from what you eat, the podcast that you watch, so that's why you should watch Island Girl Talk.
Yes.
The music that you listen to, the books that you read, we really have to be mindful of the things that we consume. Because of course this is going to dictate our pace.
Yes.
And I was looking at and the reason why I also said not just
food.
Yeah, not just change your input, but the reason why I said manage your input too is because sometimes you need to know when you need more. Right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because our brains are at a certain capacity. Right? And you find yourself when you're at that capacity. And I heard about this through somebody else who's extremely experienced in terms of motivating and stuff, right? When you're at a certain capacity, it's only so much that you can do. You can't build something bigger if your mind is still small. And the only way you start accomplishing big is when your mind gets big. So you have to increase your mind's capacity in order to increase your reward or your outward capacity. You can't just sit here and, that's the thing that a lot of us do. I will have a big house. Of course, it's good to dream. I'm going to have a big house. I'm going to have this. I'm going to be making so much money. I want to live in here. I'm going to fly to here. And then you're just talking then. Yeah. And then when you recognize you're not meeting that, you're feeling guilty, you're depressed, and you're just spinning top and mud. So when we really manage our inputs, and I say that manage it as in know when you need more, is because you're going to come to a block. There's a time when you come to a block and you're at your potential and you've done great things on this level. Time for you to get up there now. You have to take it to the next step.
Sure, not talking.
So now is the time to seek sometimes little things we don't know. We didn't have it from our parents before, our ancestors or wherever the knowledge come. It didn't come down to us in a way that we far ahead. So start doing the research. Go on, Google have everything.
What I'm hearing in that is step out of your comfort zone.
Yes, start seeking information. Information is so important for how we view ourselves and how we view the world. And they always say education, but it's actually a thing. It's really, really a thing that contributes to our growth. So start doing that research. Start simple things. How can I be more disciplined? Start Googling. How can I find certain influencers? How can I do this? If you don't have anybody to talk to, Google it.
I think I'm slowly becoming a person that before I used to run from things that scare me.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little afraid of the fact that when it scares me, I run into it. And I think when we had now started, I said that we had a conversation and I was like, I used to be like, you're seeing life opening up and you're like, Now I'm catching myself going towards it. And I just want to give like a short story because I started a social media company in the middle of the pandemic because my entertainment income was this. And I was like, okay, what are skills I have that I could start making money? So I fell back on social media because when I was in corporate Trinidad, I did marketing, social media management and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, let me figure out a way to do this because I was doing it for friends on the side as a side hustle. So now pandemic, everything is online, opportunity presents itself. Went ahead, registered a business, did a whole diploma online with Show Academy that I was scrolling through social media and I saw free trial. They catch me with a free trial, because a month in, you can't go to the next models unless you pay. And I done interested in this thing. So now to find money that I don't know how to pay to finish this diploma. Best gift I could have given myself.
Lovely.
Right? Didn't even have the money to pay these people. Went ahead and did the diploma. I have a degree in business management where we touched on marketing, but I didn't have like zone in information on marketing. So the diploma kind of filled that space. And with that, starting the business, started to get clients and stuff like that. And recently, social media is going good in marketing, the consulting. Somebody reached out to me to do some training because there's a solo entrepreneur and they was like, I can't pay you to manage my page. Could you give me like a crash course to do it? And at first I was like, I should train you to do what I get paid to do, to take money out of my, the scarcity mindset is a kicky, but then at the same time, and again, this is where my relationship with God came in. It's like, it have more than enough for me. So I don't need to be scarce, selfish with it. So I was like, all right, cool. But then I'm like, I never really train somebody. I have the information. I'm qualified to do it. But to come and sit down with you and give you
like you don't have the experience.
Social media crash course. I'm like, next thing this what I think is a quack. Next thing after that, she still don't know what to do. And she out there like, yo, when I go into social media, I see people bashing people for services. I just get anxiety. So
Neicy, you gave me a crash course.
But did you think God revealed to me that you've been doing this? Because I would be somebody, like I see a friend start a business and that's messaging, why your page looking so? You need to, and I given the information without realizing that is what I have been doing. So I took it on and had a session with her. And from time to time, like if she reached or she would message me and be like, hey, I don't know what to do with this, and I'll share the information. And I'm like, it was just me saying yes to training.
Yes.
And I was scared. I tell you, I come with a whole PowerPoint presentation. I went and I designed certificates. Like if my school accredited.
It's true.
And she's to this day have been referring me to a person. So now I'm adding training also to the consulting and stuff like that.
Very nice. Lovely. It's true with Neicy and the presentations. Because all I did was say, Neicy, send me, she wanted to change up how we do our social media. And I said, Neicy, send me a list of what you need from me. Right? And on what days you need it. And I'll stick it up on my wall and sing. My girl sent a whole flyer with nice themed colors and this and fonts and this and that. I said, but this girl, here, I'll send it to you in an hour. Hear me thinking, but she
why she taking a whole hour?
An hour to do a list, and look what she sent.
Oh God!
Show the people.
It's gonna be
that camera. A whole flyer. This girl is something else. But yes, definitely. All great points. Let's do a couple more. Right? There's one that I like. It's called remind yourself of your why. Right? Why do you want to do this thing that you want to do? Why do you need to accomplish it? How is it going to benefit you? Right? Like the chief operating officer of Facebook once says, I think it was a woman named Sheryl Sandberg. She said, motivation comes from working on things that we care about. You see, when you can identify why you're doing something and it's something that you personally need to accomplish in your life, that in itself is a self-motivator, right? So take the time and write down at least 3 things that you want to see yourself accomplishing in your life and come up with reasons for each one until one of those reasons actually stick. You understand? Because you can come up with all kinds of reasons, but are they enough to motivate you? You keep coming up with reasons to do this thing, and when you reach the reason that actually sticks, you would find yourself, going the extra mile to get this thing done. Right? So understand and know your why. Why are you doing it? Why do you want to do it? How is it going to benefit you? Is it enough to motivate you? That kind of thing.
Very good point, Chris.
And just to piggyback off of that point, another point leads you to imagine a future if you don't change.
If you that
so
deep.
I scared them.
I feel attacked.
It's like what?
So as Neicy would have mentioned just now she's taking the approach of heading
towards
your fear. And I've been taking that similar approach because a lot of times, like I even before I took the job that I took, I imagined myself, I can't do it. That's the first thing you think.
Because you already had a lot on your plate.
I already had a lot on my plate. And I was saying, already running a business, already doing this, already doing that. I can't, and this can't work. And at that moment, I thought of my friend's mom. Remember I told you what my friend mommy told me when she said, what do you have? And somebody rich. Somebody who has accomplished everything. What do you all have in common? I say, we definitely ain't money. And again, in your negative thoughts, and she said, you both have the same amount of time. They have the same 24 hours in a day that you do. So why are you here complaining? And I say, that we do that a lot. So what if I have more on my plate? always say yes to opportunities and get things done. Things will lead you to different
And
paths.
learn.
Eventually, you'll know what to drop off. Eventually, but stop saying no and stop always seeing the negative in things. So I said yes to the job. And then you know what I was telling myself? But if I took that job, I wouldn't be able to do Island Girl Talk. I wouldn't be able to do And you know what? I said yes. I went into the school. Before I was even hired, I went into the school and I met with the principal. I said, I really, really want to do this job. I want to be here at your school. However, I am also doing a radio station. If on a particular day I can get a half day. And I promise I won't disappoint if you could organize the schedule to suit.
Yes.
Wow.
I am an asset to the school. I promise you. Just give me the opportunity.
Yeah,
If I'm here and it's not working out, then I could leave. But give me the opportunity. And he was appreciative of, and that was fair. But again, you have to just go head on to the things that you really want to accomplish. And I am working. I'm doing school. I'm here. I'm still doing dance. So sometimes
And nobody doesn't say it doesn't be challenging, because you're still figuring it out while you're in the middle of it. Like as much as you're explaining that and it sounds doable, like you know how it's frustrating it could be at times, and you're still figuring out what's working, what not working, how to probably do this better, how you have to switch up your schedule. And I think like sometimes what does create the fear is the change, because you can't keep doing the same things and add something to the plate and nothing changes. So when you bring something on, it's like you're shaking the whole boat and you have to figure out a new routine around all of that that works for you. And it's that change when you get comfortable with the boat is stable. I could manage this, and now you coming to tell me about shake up this that I take forever to stabilize.
So just to get back to the point, imagine your future if you do not change. Like Neicy said, go head on. What is my life gonna be like in the next year? What is my life gonna be like in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years if I don't make the change? So start thinking of ahead. That could motivate you. Because you're going to be seeing, in my case, right, families would have, particular generational curses or whatever struggles that your family would have, whether it is, I don't know, drugs, or you all know your family's history, all right? But whatever your family history is, you don't want to repeat that. So you tell yourself, in 10 years, if I don't put things in place now, I'm going to end up just like that. So you have to really see the future, and that is a form of motivation.
I would say I've taken a page from Chris books when it comes to that. Chris is somebody, like, when the show started, Chris would be talking about the vision. Nowhere near to where we is right now. Like, Chris don't leave and go on somewhere else. And sometimes when Chris says certain things, I'm a person, I'm positive, so I know everything is possible. But others be like, how? And then like in the space of that little time, seeing where we went from one episode to episode 23 and things that was spoken in
back
day
then,
one
coming to pass.
Coming to pass. And I was like, it's easy for when Krystal to be like, okay, what you need me to do? We go ahead.
Let me get that. We don't even have to question it. We just flow it.
Because
one time. Because it's gonna happen.
I was always somebody who would play it safe.
Nah.
As I said, I came from that place of like we don't stay shake up stuff. But Chris is somebody like,
we shaking it up.
We here. But we going so.
But we going so.
And if you're not coming, problem.
Too bad.
This is where we going. You know, so it's like they're going by force or whatever, but you're going. And I notice, like, even in my own personal life, I'm catching myself, like, not just focusing on here, not just focusing on the next 3 months or the end of the year. I'm thinking next year. Next 5 years.
No. No. No play, no safe. Safe nothing. Safe nothing. No. Because the fact of the matter is, I had the thought. We had the thought, but we still didn't know. But
and we still figuring it out.
Just keep going.
Figuring this out.
So don't study the how. We go in there.
I could relate to what Neicy's saying with Chris too, because even I was always excited when she brought the idea to me, and like Neicy said, of course we're positive, so that
you're not gonna I'm not shutting it down. I'm not gonna be like, what are you talking about? I'm not shutting it down. I just confused at the fact that she done there and we done there.
So
we done there.
So this is something that I always wanted to do as well. So I could understand Neicy say, well, we're positive towards it. Yeah, definitely, we on board. But of course, it's Chris vision, so we don't have the vision. But when you hear Chris
talk,
guys, listen. And up to now, we're still not a local level. At a particular level.
The show, see the show that Chris Avicii had
one time.
The show that Chris Avicii had. You all see the show yet today. You all think you're tuning in every Wednesday.
You all feel all you watching.
All you're watching it yet.
All you watching something different.
Something else. I'm telling you all.
But I am seeing the manifestation.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Yeah,
you made me a believer, Chris.
Yeah,
like I always had the positivity. I'm always willing to do the hard work. But you made me a believer with things that I was like, how? Where's she going? Where's Chris going? Like,
I agree 100%.
I support him. I'm not doubting her.
Yeah.
But I like, this girl tried to carry me.
Shake it up. And you know, instead of be like, I wonder if they think I'm mad, boy.
Yes, in the earlies, when the camera, listen, in the earlies, I was like, this girl crazy.
I remember
this girl. But it's like a good crazy. Because it took me out of my comfort zone in my own personal life. Like, no, nobody can tell me nothing. But it's like in the earlies, I was like, she always so
extra. Extra, yes.
I thought I was extra, but I was safe extra.
Yeah.
Chris, like, I'm like, what going on with this girl? It sometimes I want to say stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to sound negative. I don't want to say, you know, but Chris done there, and I just, okay, Chris,
vision,
come, man, let me go.
Once you have a vision, that's it.
You have to have the vision and the follow through to make sure the vision happens, right? And don't study nobody. Tunnel vision. You put it on like the horses, and you didn't see nothing but what's in front of you, and that's that.
Yeah, and tunnel vision for sure, because you know you had your peoples that would have impact, would have poured their negativity onto you, but you're still
probably doing,
and you're
still
trying.
No,
shake that off, shake that off. We know on that. You understand? But yes, and just for good measure, I am very lucky to find these two girls. Let me just say. Right, the three of us. Let me do the dance.
Oh gosh, all the compliments, you know. I still didn't learn to take them as yet.
Oh gosh, just shoulder. Oh gosh,
go easy.
Beat up quick. Oh gosh, we bearing. Guys, we do have to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do a couple more tips, but we have our spotlight.
Yes. Right? And we also want to hear what you guys saying in the comment section. So that
we have to get through that. So we're going to go to a quick commercial again, and we'll be back with more Island Girl Talk right here on O.U.R radio.fm.
Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
Calypso, no summertime fling. Rocking to the rhythm and the style we are bring. Energy electric, I step in at the ring. Tripping and a tripping with a pretty little thing. And I know that it's gonna be my day. Spreading love and it's gonna go my way. Middle of the road and we can't do a thing. When the vibes start popping out, popping out, popping out. Yeah. Feel it when the sun comes up, even when it rains down. Don't miss the magic. So blessed to have it. The sun comes up, even when it rains down. Don't miss the magic, yeah. So blessed to have it, yeah.
I just wanna feel free tonight. Let it all go, no need to hide. Energy up, we ain't coming down. Everybody wanna, I'll give you mine. Vibes right up, from me where your body wine. Can't get enough, can you feel it now?
Soul, yeah. Go ahead and let the world know, yeah.
From night until morning, them already know that them want it.
Hey, yeah. See me out, going my way. Spread the love it's gonna be my day.
It's a whole set of gal in the street party.
Now the whole thing popping out, popping out, popping out. Yeah. Feel it when the sun comes up, even when it rains down. Don't miss the magic. So blessed to have it. She just wanna have some fun, and I just wanna get down. Don't miss the magic. So blessed to have it. So blessed. It's the new calypso.
As she shaking up, she hips so.
It's the new calypso.
As she shaking up, she hips so.
Yeah. See me out, going round. Spread the love, and it's gonna be my day. Yeah. We got the magic. Believe in the magic. Believe in the magic. Believe in the magic. We got the magic. We got the magic. Believe in the magic.
I've been thinking about a lot of things of lately. See the way I feel, I think that I should let you know. I've been on the road, it was dark and lonely, slipping slowly. I was lost for a moment, trapped in time, but I found my home. Cool and calm, yeah, we're there. Give thanks to a life for my prayer. Skunk on the beat like Slayer. Out here in the street with a strayer. Don't think for a minute that we fair. Cause the energy, it too way up. Watch your back, never down, yeah, we stay up. Chillin' on the top, Himalaya. Chillin' on the top, Himalaya. Take time now, if you don't know how. Me I go teach you so this I no flex on. Bring the checks on, put some respect on. Me music, the lyrics are my weapon. Turn the negative into a lesson. Give the youth some need some progression. I like a session, easy tension. No so the thing go on nice, alright, alright. Cool and calm, yeah we there. Give thanks to a life for my prayer. Skunk on the beat like Slayer. Out here in the street with a strayer. Don't think for a minute that we fair. Cause the energy, it too way up. Watch your back, never down, yeah we stay up. Chillin' on the top, Himalaya. Alright. Cool and calm, yeah, we're there. Give thanks to a life for my prayer. Skunk on the beat like Slayer. Out here in the street with a strayer. Don't think for a minute that we fair. For the energy, it too way up. Watch your back, never down, yeah, we stay up. Chillin' on the top, Himalaya.
Island Girl Talk. We are your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
My name is Neicy.
Hey, mama, yo. So, guys, sorry, we had a moment
You're
just
understanding
now.
a bit. You're understanding
Private joke, you had to be there.
Yes.
All right, guys, if you're just joining us, we've been talking about ways to motivate yourself, and we've been giving you tips on how to improve yourself. Yes? So we don't have the time to go through all, but we're going to give you
I think this could be a part too.
You
because we have a
understand?
lot. Yeah.
But we're going to give you 2 quick last ones because our guest is here and we want to get right into it. Hey, Mama Wo. Right? You all understand the joke just now, right?
So one of the tips, you want to go first?
No, you go.
All right. So one of the last tips are look to people who motivate you, people in your life who motivate you, and people in your life who can assist you. Right?
You're welcome, Sean. You're welcome.
Oh, thanks, Neicy. Thanks, Chris. Neicy, that is
This is the one,
the one. You're taking Katie role. Yeah. So you know there are people who, of course, you would feel that there are people who would energize you, and then sometimes there are people who you're around that drain you. You have to know this, right? So look to people who could inspire and make you feel more fulfilled. And even if, don't be ashamed. You know, as much as we want to improve, sometimes we need help. We need assistance. So
we all do, not sometimes. We always need help.
Exactly. So ask. Go ahead and ask. Ask close friends, close family members. You know, don't be afraid. So I'll wrap that up quick.
A little point, you know.
Let me hear you.
Make it quicker.
Yeah, let me make it quick.
But make it count.
Even like with the things that inspire, might even be like physical people that you could see and touch. Like for me, one of the things that worked for me was literally doing a social media cleanse. When I go online and I scroll, I could be scrolling for however long. Every post, almost every post I'm seeing is inspiring me or breathing some kind of life into me because I don't follow pages and spaces that are doing that. Even if I might be following you and you're posting nonsense, but because of whatever network or whatever, you're muted. Sorry to say, you just muted. I don't see stuff that's not pouring into my spirit. So that space of what inspire you needs to not just come from people, but your environment and social media in this digital age plays a very big part. So use your social media to, whether consciously or unconsciously, motivate you. When you scroll in, it must be something that pouring into a thing. I follow things that associate with my goals. I follow people that I'm inspired by. So from the time I hit social media, I don't have the same experience like most people. When things happen, I just always be clueless because when this happened, it's not in my space, you know.
I can relate to that because the majority of my like scroll time is Christian Instagram, Christian TikTok, or puppies and kittens, you know, or feel good
or
stuff.
Things that they like. I like fashion. I like makeup. I like to. I want to travel. So things that pouring. When I see it, I want to get up and move because it's doing something to my spirit.
And that does tie to the point with input, changing our input.
Indeed. And well, we want to end it with one last one. There are so many more. We have tons, but of course, guys, to keep within the time constraints, we got to just give you all a few. And this last one is remember your power and your potential. A lot of us, like Neicy said, and Shawna said, this word can't. That word can't is a cancer, right? I try not to incorporate it in my vocabulary. I did just now, just for the purposes of this show. But I hate that word. I don't like using that word.
And you also don't like using the word, and you actually refer to it as the F word. And it's not it's not the obscene F word. It's another F word, the FAIL word. She never uses it.
I don't like that word. I
never
don't
use
use
it in
that.
her conversation.
It's always how could we get this done? Not that we can't. It's always like, okay, well, what do we need to do? Let's talk solutions, Neicy. Let's talk solutions.
One time. We don't use words.
Not dwelling on the issue. It's like, how do we fix this?
Right?
Yeah.
And you might not feel like you have power or potential within yourself, but usually you find it when you're being tested. And this pandemic was a serious test for many people. Many people found out just how strong they could be during this time. You know what I mean? A lot of people, like we said, is a pandemic. Business is a pandemic. This is a pandemic. That is because we were tried and tested. We were taken through the fire, and we found that we were capable of much more than we thought we were.
A whole business.
Right? So exactly. So realize your power, realize your potential, realize that we live in a world that we can do anything we want to do. We just tell ourselves that we can because we've been conditioned to think that, but we really can. This is a world of, I don't like to use this word either because I don't like how they take God out of it. But this is a world where we can manifest whatever we want to manifest. But try and don't leave God out of it.
Yeah, you can't. As I mentioned in a previous quote, preparation is your job, manifestation is God. So you prepare and he manifests. You can't do anything.
And just to quote another scripture too, we are made in God's image and likeness. And I think that's one of my favorite scriptures because it reminds me that I am also powerful, and there's also a scripture, there's some part where Jesus said, we could do way more than him. Imagine that,
And he is the
ye something with greatness unto you more than I had, like something around those
lines. He set the example, right? But we could go beyond that.
We could go beyond.
Don't make joke.
Which
I need to check that out.
We could study you.
Which tells you, that he walked on this earth as a man of flesh. I don't mean to preach here, but he was just like you and I.
Yeah.
Although he came to do a job for God, and he was the word of God, he was still a man of flesh. Yeah. He sinned, he wasn't perfect. There was times he got angry, he flipped tables. He was still a man of flesh, but he still accomplished great things. And I think that's a message for us too, because we could do great things.
Indeed.
And according to him, we could do even greater things if we really, really, really put our minds to it, So just know that, like Chris said, you're powerful more than you think.
Indeed.
Just tap into that.
Tap into it and try to block out the naysayers. Sometimes the naysayers might be the people who love you and they just care and they don't want to see you go wrong, but they don't share your vision. And because they don't share your vision, they could put a damper on your mindset and stuff. Try to ignore that. Try to ignore that. Don't blame them. Their experience in this life is different from yours.
Yeah, and just keep even our family members.
Yeah, indeed.
And they don't mean to, but again, like Chris said, they don't have the division.
So there's an author called Alice Walker, and she says the most common reason people give up their power is because they think they don't have any. Let's try to veer and stay clear from that and recognize that we can accomplish whatever we want, right? And we don't mean to preach to all here, but guys, we are a panel of believers, right? Deal with it, right? We love the Lord, but at the same time, we try to, give helpful information and stuff, and not to impart too much of our
personal
into it.
But at the same whether time, you believe in the universe or God, it's practically the same.
Indeed.
The same love and the same power and the same concept,
right? And with that, it's a wrap for topic of the day, right? If you're just joining us, you had to go and play it back. Sorry, sucks to be you, right? But we have been talking about ways in which we can motivate ourselves, and we gave you all some tips for self-improvement. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you were able to take away some information as well. But guys, we're gonna get ready for our spotlight segment, our Island Girl spotlight segment, / our sip and spill segment.
But we need to wrap up with
sponsored by Caribbean Hard Tropical Cider or Tropical Hard Cider. I had to do my job, I'm telling you, right? But don't worry, stay locked. We'll be back with more Island Girl talk right here on O.U.R radio.fm. Neicy, what you gonna say?
I was gonna say to touch on the comments before we
oh god,
before we go for a break.
You see how we gotta be in sync.
So when we come back it's all about our guests, and we don't want to leave people out now.
Indeed. Let's turn it over to the chat room for sure. So we had them talking about Zeba Peak. We going right back to the Zeba Peak for Neicy and her cough.
Yes, we looking for natural remedies.
Dennis is saying Zeba Peak is leaves, soak it in puncheon chandelier bush.
She was
right.
Yes.
You remember you said something with alcohol and that.
Kyle Grant says chandelier bush is what you were trying to remember, Neicy.
Yes, the green thing.
Oh my, well, I learning something new today.
It just bitter, but it's good.
Right. Nails by Maya is saying hi.
Hi.
Right. Then we have Kyle Grant saying the Grant family remedy: 1 pound of garlic, onion, ginger, 1/4 pound of turmeric. Boil it for 10 minutes, drink, and thank me later.
I did that, and it helps with the actual virus, but it's not helping with the cough.
Our whole conversation about helping Neicy with her cough earlier. Then we have Kyle Grant again saying finding a mentor and a good team can help with self-improvement.
Yes.
Mentors who would have accomplished what you are trying to accomplish. Indeed. Indeed. Did we touch on that?
Yeah.
Being inspired by people. Right.
Do what you're doing.
He also goes on to say a team of like-minded people who complement your strengths and weaknesses. You won't want to let your teammates down, so it helps out with procrastination compared to if you did the task by yourself.
Right.
Yes?
That helps with us as well, because we kind of help each other pick up stuff and
I like that one.
So that works.
Yes, we have just a couple more. We have Renata Ali. Is she new?
No, that
No?
Yeah, she's probably is she a
New and
Yes,
commenting.
that's
It
my
mightn't
cousin.
be new, but it might be new
Commenting,
Yeah,
yes.
that's my cousin.
Okay, so we have Renata saying, yes, Shawna, you're right. We need to know what it is we want. We need to know what it is we want and not allow fear to make the decision.
Yeah.
Open your mouth and speak. Ask. Talk on the whole thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Dennis Allen says, where to send the tithes? Because we preach it. We preach it. It's church in here
We're going
today.
to drop the cash up.
Right?
We are drop the
You
cash
can
up.
send it to islandgirltalk at
Yeah, we're going to create an
gmail.com.
Island Girl Talk.
Right.
Right. Take notes. We
All
created
right.
an Island Girl Talk cash app.
Cash up if all you want
we'll
to send
probably
send all let's say donation, angel investor, all of that.
We created an Island Girl
Hey,
cash app.
listen.
A PayPal.
Oh gosh.
It's not like that kind of church. I'll just stop
Right?
it.
Oh my goodness.
Now let's stop it.
We have two more. Kester Campbell is saying, love
Hey,
the
Casey.
love the viewpoints, ladies. Thank you. And She Leaves is in the house.
Yes.
She
Hi.
says hello to the island girl dem
Hey,
on this
I
like
wonderful on this
I like
wonderful Woman Crush Wednesday.
Ooh.
And good day to everyone in the chat. Well, thank you, darling. Good day
Island
to
Girl
you too.
Dem. That needs to be a drop. Island Girl Dem.
The island girl dem.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's it for the chat room so far. And that's it for topic of the day. Okay, we go into a quick break, guys. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever. We celebrate. Wherever. We celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever. We celebrate. Wherever. We celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
What does it mean to be beautiful? Mama said you a pretty girl. You a pretty girl. Cause when you're born in this world, gotta have the things that'll make a man head turn. Make a man head turn. Is it my thick thighs or my wide round hips? Small waistline with some perky tits. Said he like my ass cause it looks so fat. They only like my hair when it's relaxed. Relax. You a pretty girl, but pretty is an ugly word. So shout out to the flat ass girls. Shout out to the ones with more kinks than curls. Shout out to the big nose and big lips. Shout out to the ones who ain't got no tits. Shout out to the girl with a teeny weeny fro. Shout out to the ones who ain't got that glow. Cause none of that matters. None of that, none of that. Once sister got soul. Sister got
And guys, we are back with more Island Girl Talk. We're your host. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
Neicy.
And you've been listening to Sister Got Soul by our fabulous guest today, Miss Giselle Singer. But before, yes, only put our camera on her. Yes, I. But before we get into it, we have a little work to do. Of course, our Island Girl Spotlight / Sip and Spill segment is brought to you by Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Right? So, let's do the work. Enjoy the crisp refreshment of Caribbean Hard Cider, an all-natural gluten-free blend crafted with champagne yeast. Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider is available in original, pineapple, and rosé. Whenever, wherever, celebrate with Caribbean. Guys, hard luck there with the I was blocking the camera with the with the paper. Apologies, guys. All right, and with that, we're gonna get into our Island Girl Spotlight. Guys, we have the lovely Giselle Singer in the house. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, let's see some flames, all, yeah?
I'm so
girl is
happy to be
extremely
here.
talented.
Giselle Singer.
Oh, well, look at her now. Real naturalista, you know.
So that's your name?
Giselle Singh is my real name.
Wow.
Yeah. I see you was coming with all the
idea.
hair out.
Oh gosh, that's too much
But
work.
that's all right. You're looking like you're going Disneyland.
still.
Yeah, I thought it would fit the cotton candy team going.
I love it. All right, so guys, if you don't know, Giselle is a singer-songwriter / poet based right here in Trinidad and Tobago, of course, and she is known for her eclectic music and sound. She's known for her soulful, sultry, and distinctive voice. She also embodies the essence of a true Caribbean woman, commanding attention but manifesting the vulnerability to be raw and authentic. And that's all I'm going to give all you for now because we're going to ask her some things. Right?
Okay.
But damn, girl. And I've been listening to your music. I love.
Smooth and soulful.
Guys,
Thank you
we have
so
some
much.
serious talent in Trinidad, you know.
Yes, we do.
Thank God for our radio.
Yes. Just be surprised, like when they come and they listen to the music that we playing throughout the show and they're asking if it's local and the shock,
Yes.
that quality of local music is being
Cindy
produced
last
right.
week was asking, you know, she's like, this is local?
Everything we play is local.
Yes. Yeah. So, Giselle, tell us about your journey thus far, your musical journey, how it's been for you, ups, downs.
So, firstly, my name is Giselle, and I am an Afro-Caribbean singer from Trinidad. I'm from South Trinidad, and I like to say,
People from South Nice,
What
you
about the
know.
South?
well, that's a secret.
You can't be asked. Come on, man.
She had to rep the Southness.
Stalkers, man.
Understood. For security
Trinidad is
reasons.
a small place.
Yeah. But she repping Southland.
It's also not
Yeah,
a
deep
real
south,
Deep
close
south.
close to the beach.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. You're still getting some info, eh?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Southland in the building. Deep South.
Yeah. So I like to say that I create music that is dense, intense, and highly textured, just like my hair. That's
Run that one more time.
I create music that is dense, intense, and highly textured, just like my hair.
Oh, that's question number 2. You know, I have it here.
I don't even know what to go with that.
Yes,
but
go ahead.
continue.
So I think I started singing as a child in calypso. I started singing calypso actually. I think like most persons starting off in singing in Trinidad and Tobago. And over time I started doing neo soul, just experimenting with genres, because for me it's very important to explore. I think when I really started creating music seriously as an artist is when my brother, he started studying music production at NESC. And hearing him making beats in his bedroom, I started to scribble down little things in my notebook. Then I started going over to his bedroom when he was creating beats. And that's when I started writing my own songs, my own original songs. So that's when I really started creating my own music. Well, I'll say our own music. Yeah. So that's how I started.
So what inspired that sound? As in, because you described the type of
course.
music that you sing as your hair, you know, and that's quite a description.
Yeah.
So what exactly would inspire that, you know, that type of song?
Okay, so I think coming off of my hair, which is natural, I
Right.
live in the South, which is a very natural environment.
Right.
So I think a lot of the external environment influence the way that I create music, because I'm
Okay.
hearing birds all the time. I'm seeing
Yeah.
coconut trees. That's why my song Coconut. I have a sapodilla tree outside. You know, sapodilla.
And you
So
didn't
people
bring
like the
any?
fruits.
Well, you shouldn't bring no sapodilla for we, boy. We just say, we
accept
accept gifts,
fruits.
you know.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, people bring coconut water, people bring shades with the sapodilla, yo.
We get avocado.
avocado.
Some
So, next time.
Yeah, we hold it away.
So I think the external environment definitely played a critical role in the way that we create music, and not having an insulated room, especially in the early part of creating music, a lot of the external environment fed into the music. So I mean, maybe for someone who has really great ears, they would hear the noises, they would hear the little subtle frequencies that are part of what being South is. You know, so
like
that's
that.
definitely a huge part of the creation process. And then I think my own experiences, but when I first started writing, it wasn't off of my own experiences, because I tried to live a very peaceful, drama-free life.
Right.
And that isn't really conducive to creating interesting songs. So,
I know one day you can see the peace on her face, you know. She look right.
so I look at movies a lot to get storylines, to get interesting things to write about. So I think that's definitely a huge part of the songwriting process to me is looking at more dramatic stories. And I think movies are so important because they put a lot of time and effort into creating a really unique story that's really powerfully displayed. So I try to I find a lot of interesting things in movies that I put into my music as well. So that's also a part of the process.
All right. Okay.
Nice.
Very
I
well
think she kind of answered number 3 in a sense. Because number 3 was going to be, what would you say is your process when creating new material from
Definitely
inspiration to
answered.
output?
Okay, well, let me speak a little more on that. So now that this past year, I've really been focused on creating a culturally relevant sound. So that's why you see a lot of my music now, it has a much more Caribbean vibe than before. So for us, my brother and I, we worked on the most recent songs together. It usually either starts with me having a song written down or him starting a beat.
Okay.
So it's usually an intersection between his creation and my creation. Then we do a demo. Then from the demo, he would now create a song that is more in line with the way that the writing is. Then I can adjust the writing and we keep lazing as the process goes along until we come to the final product. And I'll do a final recording, and then that would go into the final mix and master of the song.
Must be so cool working with your sibling, huh?
Yeah. It's much more convenient.
Like Billie Eilish and her brother.
Yeah, right at home. And I didn't always create at home. It's only due to when I got COVID over a year ago, I got really sick and I still have long COVID. So I still have a lot of symptoms that I grapple with in my daily life. So
Still have a cough?
No cough. I never had a cough. As a matter of fact, I had very mild case, and then I just realized I wasn't getting better. And then it just didn't get better. So now I've learned to manage living with a chronic illness. And that's how I started creating at home. Because I would go to different studios, I would come up to Sawa, I would go to different places and we would record there. But I think that process really allowed me to re-envision my space, my home space. Because, oftentimes you're in one environment, you think that's as far as the environment can go. But when you reimagine your space, you see there's unlimited possibilities. And that's where we started recording at home. And when I send recordings abroad, people are like, they think I recorded in a big studio, but it's just in a bedroom. So sometimes you really have to work with what you have.
Indeed. Nice. It's how she answering certain questions
that's
before we
perfect,
ask
Because
them.
I had one
That's okay.
and it jumped and then it jumped again. But very informative. Really, really informative.
Niece, you have any? I've got one. So when you put out your music, what do you hope to accomplish exactly? Like, what do you want people to feel through your unique sound and style of music?
Okay, so when I create music, I try to create something from a very real, raw, authentic place. So what I try to do is connect with persons who are also searching for an authentic way of being. So, your music is not for everybody. But those who, as you mentioned earlier, when you spoke about Jesus and the Father, as Jesus said, he would be revealed to those whom the Father reveals him to. And it's the same thing with music. The song that you're creating is going to connect with other people on that journey who are in that space, who are looking for something real, who are looking for something authentic, who are looking for someone like me. So I try to connect with people, form a community with people who are searching for the same things I'm searching for, who are like-minded, or even if they're not as like-minded, maybe they'll hear something that will ignite a spark in them to find out more, to go on a journey. So that's what I try to do through my music. Of course, you're not always successful in what you try to do with music. You may not be as talented as you think you are, but that's what I try to do, and I hope that that's what I'm doing with my
thank
music.
God that's not the case with you. You're extremely talented.
Yes, very talented. But
Thank
I
you.
love what you said about in terms of you create from an authentic place and let that resonate with people who that's for.
That's
because
right,
a lot of
yeah.
the time, especially me working in marketing, they try to give you something and tell you that is what you want.
Right,
They create something and then they try to make it so they brand it in such a way that even if that is not like the marketing ropes you in.
Of course.
If you're not self-aware.
Right.
So when you say that you create music and you're contented with what you're doing and who that resonates with, instead
Right,
of trying to
yeah.
be like a one size fits all and
course.
wherever the trend is, you're there.
Of
you
course.
know, that is a really, really solid place to be in, and to build from that. You know that whoever genuinely likes the music, they like you for what you're bringing,
Exactly.
not because you're sounding one way today and then tomorrow you could be something else because
Of course.
the culture calling for that.
Of course. And that's the thing about it. When you are free, when you allow yourself to have freedom of expression, you give others the freedom to express themselves. So that's what I do. You know, I don't limit myself. I don't say, well, this isn't going to do well. That isn't going to do well. Let me do something that will do well. Of course, you have to take into account the professional aspect of the music in terms of the mixing, the mastering, so you create a professional quality sound. But in terms of the creation process and what you put into it, your story, your vulnerability, that's where you have the freedom to express yourself for who you are without feeling like you need to be someone that you're not. And that's what I try to do, and that's what I hope that others listening to my music will get the freedom to do as well.
Okay, good. She basically answered another question, because I was going to piggyback off of Neicy and say, you know, you spoke about the authenticity and stuff, but what exactly does authenticity in your music mean to you?
Okay.
You know, but
You
you
refer
can
to yourself as an ancient soul.
exactly.
Yeah, I was not going to ask
Can you
about that
delve
because
even
I could hear it.
further into that?
Yes, so authenticity in my creation process means to me sitting down with who you are, sitting down with whatever is in your mind at the time of writing. So a lot of the time you sit down to write, you may be sad, you may be down. It's okay to talk about that. So the first thing that you need to tell yourself in being authentic in your creation process is it's okay. You are okay, just as you are. So it's an unconditional self-love for yourself as you create, right? Letting your feelings flow, letting your words flow just as they are. You don't have to judge it and say, oh,
You shouldn't feel like this.
maybe I shouldn't feel like this, or maybe people wouldn't like if I say this, right? So that's a huge part of being authentic in the
as
creation
raw
process.
and as real as it comes out.
That's right.
Yeah.
But what I would like to say that there has to be some level of responsibility in your expression.
Of course.
Because sometimes how you feel, you may be putting out a toxic energy into the world. So that's the part where even if you're being authentic, you need to realize that maybe there's something that you need to fix, and you need to fix it privately. You don't need to spew that toxic energy out into the world, because then you may be healed later on, but those who are listening may think it's okay to stay in that space.
Yeah.
So that's a part of it too, is being
That is
responsible
so
with your
I like this
authenticity.
girl. I like this
Listen,
girl.
I'm feeling empowered. but really good point of what you said, because we meet in persons on different journeys at different times in their life, dealing with different things. When you cross paths with them, you get whatever impression they leave on you.
That's
But
right.
years later, persons could go through change, because nobody is as solid. You're always
Of
changing.
course.
And sometimes you might create harm here, and you come later on and you heal, but you didn't go back to course correct. Not saying that
That's right, yeah.
every step along the way you need to go back.
Of
You know,
course.
because when
Of
God
course.
forgives you, He forgives you. But if something is heavy in your spirit where you could make amends,
Of course.
definitely do
Of
it, because
course.
you leave somebody in a space, as you said. If you want to with your music, you might put out
Yeah.
something toxic, and somebody connect with you with that. You move along and you heal,
Yeah.
and this person form a whole
Yeah.
new unhealthy life off of something you left them with.
Yeah.
So the
yeah.
responsibility factor, I think a lot of creatives, I never heard that in terms of the responsibility.
Indeed, indeed.
And
Lovely.
but what you're saying, right? You have to remember that everyone is, as you said, on their own journey, and you're evolving. So a lot of the time you see that you create something, like you said, you create it in one space, and then you grow. That person may not have grown. And the thing about us as human beings is we love to publicize the negative. But when something good happens to us, we like to keep it inside. So people may very well think that you're still there. So, and then even when you start to promote that positive message later on, you may not have the audience you once had with the negative, because that's just the way that the world is. We hold on to all the dark, toxic parts. We try to hold on. We don't want to let them go. So it's so important to, I would say, think about what you're doing. Even if you have an amazing song, to think about it first, about maybe where, this is where you are now, but think about where you would like to be in the next, let's say, 10 years. And think about would this be something that you'd be proud of? You know, and that's what I try to do in my process as well. Not only create for the authentic self I am now, but the person that I hope to be years down the line as well. Yeah.
Well said.
Indeed,
Chris, anything
indeed.
else?
Yeah. So we want to move on now, and we want to talk about some of your past releases, right? You've had some truly good ones. Tell us a little bit about Melanin on Fleek, briefly. Yeah, because we have a lot to get through.
Yeah.
We want to hear about Melanin on Fleek. We want to hear about Coconut. We want to hear about Sapodilla. We want to hear about Sister God. So plenty plenty fruits in those ones.
Yeah.
She really lives out.
Yeah.
You know? But tell us quickly about what inspired each of these songs.
Okay, so Melanin on Fleek. What inspired Melanin on Fleek? It's quite some time ago. But I know when I was writing that song, I wanted to do something that celebrated Black beauty and beauty that isn't very popular, that the mainstream beauty. So that's why I spoke more on Melanin on Fleek. And I think that was a time that I guess the whole world was in at that time when I created that song, where there's all this Black consciousness and Black empowerment and appreciating your afro, appreciating your textured hair and however it is. So that was a huge part of creating it. It's just a celebration of beauty in all its forms, shapes and sizes.
Nice. What about Coconut?
Coconut. To be very honest, I just looked outside and I saw a coconut tree.
So that's how it goes sometimes.
And I said, you know what? I need to write a song called Coconut. So
nice and sweet, short and sweet.
That's how it
Yeah.
is, yeah.
I can appreciate that.
I recycled some lyrics from a song before and added in the hook with coconut for the creation of coconuts.
Nice. What about Sapodilla? You eat a Sapodilla
Well,
and write about it?
I believe it was the same thing. I did look outside. I think that's becoming a trend in my music is looking outside, and I want to speak about looking outside soon. But yes,
These
because
are your
You know, I was
trees.
thinking, I was gonna ask her, so the pitch lake outside the window, because maybe you could write a song
Yeah.
about pothole.
who knows?
And then you could pull up the pothole.
I'm wondering
Maybe.
if like these are her trees or this
Yes.
is the neighbor trees.
No, these are my trees.
Because maybe the neighbor needs a little, you know.
So why she can't watch the neighbor tree? She had a word.
Yeah, looking
Pay the neighbor
outside.
copyright.
Copyright. We all about the business.
Looking outside because Sapodilla is like a romantic encounter. That's just for a season.
Oh, nice.
So that's like Sapodilla is seasonal. You know, love can oftentimes be seasonal. It can be, but you try to hold on to it. And that's what Sapodilla is about. Love that blossoms at Sapodilla season, but when the season is over, then love is lost.
Okay. Maybe next right about pitch
Maybe
lake,
next
right?
season.
Pitch lake and pothole.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
And the
Kevin.
last one,
I'll take a
Sister
little
Got Soul.
2%,
I
right?
love that name.
Sister Got Soul.
Sister Got Soul. Yes.
Okay, so Sister Got Soul, it was a collaboration with a music producer from the US. He actually started, he went viral last year. But when I met him, he was just another upcoming producer just like me. And he was creating soulful music. I really latched on to the sound and he sent me the beat. And I said, I wanted to write something. One of the things I think about a lot is woman and what being a woman is. So I often try as much as I can to write something that uplifts and inspires women. And that was where my mind was at when I was writing Sister Got Soul, because I feel like the most important thing for a woman is, well, not the most important thing, but one of the most important things is having soul. And when I say soul, it means determination, courage, strength to keep going and to see beyond your external looks and see into yourself, because your soul is where it's your core, it's where you're at. So I think that's one of the most important things in being a woman is having soul, having spirit, having passion, having fire, having energy. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Girl. Like this girl. Oh gosh. Guys, we gotta keep it moving
Yeah.
with the questions, yeah? Anybody?
Press the time. Who inspires you, like, especially like your musical, your musical song? Is there any musicians that inspire you?
Well, I used to lie about it, but I decided I'll say the truth.
Okay,
So,
that's good. We want that. We want the truth.
so I think the first time I heard real music, I think is when someone introduced me to Nina Simone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hello now.
You got a very good introduction.
Yeah.
Hello.
Very
Hello.
good introduction.
And that was in my early adulthood.
Right.
Of course, I love our music, Caribbean music. Especially as a child, you're growing up playing carnival as a child. It always was a part of me. But I think the music that I gravitated towards at first would have been like Nina Simone. I think the first time I heard good songwriting was like with Bob Dylan. I saw he won a Nobel Prize for songwriting. So he's the only one to have done that. So I feel like in terms of inspiration, I feel it's like people like that who really kind of like on the outliers. They're not in the mainstream.
Yes. Yeah.
And now I think with Coffee, what else is good? I love those Afrobeats artists.
Thames.
I like Thames. I love Thames. Tenny. Burna Boy.
Right. Okay.
Angelique.
Nice
artists.
man.
And would you say that your music has evolved? And if so, how has it evolved over the years?
So it has definitely evolved because when I started doing music, especially when I started recording music, it would have been music that I wouldn't say it was music that I wanted to do. It was the music that I had to do.
Right.
So a lot of the music I started recording first would have been soulful music. And that would have been as a result of the circumstances. Because at that time, my brother and he was living somewhere else. And we couldn't put out the music that we had created. So now it's like we're coming back to recreate what we would have started.
Right.
So I think that's the evolution there. The evolution may not necessarily be going forward, but I probably describe it as going full circle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I wanted to shift a little bit. You mentioned that you're COVID long hauler, and which means that you're experiencing the symptoms way past after.
Of course.
Right? So could you tell us a little bit about some of the symptoms you're still experiencing and how has that been affecting you as an artist and your creativity?
Okay, so first of all, it was very devastating. That's the best way to describe it.
I hear that.
Because when I got COVID, this was last year, May, it was a very mild case. So I expected to be up and about in no time. I wasn't hospitalized. I didn't have any respiratory symptoms. But I think it went straight into my nerves because the first symptom I had was dizziness. And as the time went by, I found myself being unable to get out of bed. And as the months progressed, I realized, you know what, something is seriously wrong. And that's when I started to find out about long COVID. And that's where I started seeking help. So I actually had to do physical therapy to start back walking again. To start back speaking. I couldn't speak, like I couldn't even hear words in my head. I couldn't have a conversation. So it was the worst time of my life.
She's scaring me.
Yeah,
It
because
was-
I'm
I had
learning
dizziness
this
too.
while you're saying it.
Terrible. I had tinnitus, hearing voices. So it's too much to describe. It's the worst thing. You'll have loss of appetite. You have digestive symptoms. You have if you can't stand for too long. If you change position, you have severe vertigo. So it was so much. And now what I have the most, I would say, is like mainly flare-ups. So the symptoms are like there in your cells, but like during hormonal changes, like for example, ovulation, that's when the symptoms really flare up. So that's when you feel especially worse, or like right before your cycle or after your cycle. Other than that, is like you're operating at about, let's say, 70%, and then of your normal self.
You're scared me
and
a
during
little
those
bit,
times,
I'm telling you, because
I think Jesus is the only thing that got me through that. I have to say, because it was so dark. I would always say, like I'm on a boat, and I would imagine myself like, like Peter on the boat.
Come.
And I always say, like when I get up to do my therapy, at each point you do therapy, you feel like you're just going to die. That's it. And I always say, you know what, Jesus, you know what, I'm seeing you on the other side, and I'm just going to walk towards you. I'm just going to walk. And that's how I've been walking. I've just been keeping my eyes focused and just walking.
Have it been affecting me? Well, I'm guessing it has been affecting the music and the creative process.
So when I first started to do music again, I couldn't sing, I couldn't breathe very well. So I can't even now, if I have to perform, I wouldn't be standing for an entire performance again.
Wow.
Because you can only stand for that long. And then the sound waves, it would like vibrate in my ears and just hear my voice in my head. It would be so disturbing. So I would just kind of avoid doing music for a very long time. But I feel like now I'm able to get back into it and enjoy it more now. So I'm just grateful. Just grateful.
I think with this conversation, you have like educated a lot of persons because me, for one, clueless up until
Of course.
hearing this.
Yeah.
And now I have to kind of like just pay attention to myself coming off of COVID.
Yeah.
And that's like monitoring myself. And I think I persons who might have gotten it and still experiencing that change and not understanding that it's linked to COVID.
of
Because
course,
I think a lot
yeah.
of people think it's like a virus, you get better and everything as well, but you could be changes happening and you're unaware of it. So
Of course. And there are 2 long COVID clinics in Trinidad and Tobago. So that means that there are quite a number of persons here who are affected by long COVID at this point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Indeed. So let's switch gears a little bit. We know that you have a new song that you want to release.
This is the first time it's being
right.
Exclusive.
Yeah, it's true.
And this is another Island Girl Talk exclusive. We had someone right. We had someone who came on before and debuted the song on our show, and of course you're doing it now, so we're grateful. You understand?
Yes, and we're grateful for this opportunity this platform that you created for artists like myself who need a platform to share their voice and their music.
Yes, hi. And you were telling us the name of the song is what?
Hey Mama.
Hey Mama. Hey Mama.
You'll catch a joke.
My cousin, she likes to watch like African and South
Yeah.
African
Nollywood.
movies, and she's like, "Ew,
Yeah.
ew."
This is my first modern folk sort of song. My first time going so deep into our culture with the music. So I'm very excited to see the reaction.
Right, and then I say I have it lined
Unless
up.
it's a bad reaction, then I don't need to see it.
Before we listen to it, though, tell us a little bit about you know we know your brother had a very influential
important
part
role, yes.
in it, and
Yes.
tell us how his role influenced the song.
So my brother, he has a very unique way of perceiving music.
What's his name?
Stephen Singh. So
Pick up Stephen Singh in the house.
So oftentimes when I carry a song to him, he's always able to pull so much more out of it because he hears melodies much better than me. I mean, I'm pretty much stuck at the writing and the singing part, you know, and he really is able to hear more and tap into more of the frequencies that the music requires. I think he's more in tuned with that aspect of the music creation, that divine aspect where you're tuned into a certain frequency. So that's where he comes in and he puts his own special touch. He's great with melodies. He's great with hearing. He's great. I'm really proud of him and how he has evolved as a music producer as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. That's
So
lovely.
do you get the perks of having your brother all to yourself or first dibs and stuff or
Neicy, stop trying to work with the girl brother.
Yes, I will say yes. I'll say yes
Very
because I think he
well.
understands me. And
Neicy looking to come and record a song with your brother, you know.
Of
course, he's open to working with other artists. He is. Of course, it has to be persons who are on the same frequency. He's not going to create something that he doesn't like. Not necessarily the
All right, brother,
style,
sing, call
but
me.
something that's meaningful. Something
Well,
that's
she get
well
permission.
composed, I'll say.
Yeah.
Somebody who wants something that's well composed,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
unique,
Authentic.
something different,
Yeah.
then he would be a good producer for you to work with.
All right.
Awesome. Big up. What's his name again?
Steven Singh.
Big up Stephen Singh, producer of Giselle Singer. Yeah. Next time we go bring Stephen on the show.
Of course.
Yes.
So big up your song and introduce the song to the
Hey,
people
mama.
now. And Anais has it there ready to roll.
So, Hey Mama is my first modern Trinbagonian folk song. And it's really a celebration of womanhood, motherhood. And it's about a mother lamenting over her daughter's demise.
Okay.
So it's but it's not sad. It doesn't make you feel sad. It takes you beyond the sadness
Neicy,
into
they're ready to cry,
that
you
point
know.
of liberation. But I mean, it depends on your mood. You might feel sad sometimes listening to it. You might feel joyful listening to it.
Yes.
So it's wherever you are. It'll meet you where you are.
Just hear me, man.
There you go, guys. The premiere, the debut, exclusive right here on Island Girl Talk. Hey, mama. Hey, mama. Oh, hey, baby. Hey, mama.
Oh my God.
Guys, this is Hey Mama by Giselle Singer.
We not go down there, we not go down there. go down there by the river way. Hey mama, she na go down there by the river way. Hey mama, look your daughter. Hey mama, look your daughter. Hey mama, look your daughter there by the river way. Mama, she na walk by the river, the water flow down there. Mama, she na walk by the river, the water flow down there. Fire water go blow away the wind down there. Fire water go blow away the wind down there. Mama say she na walk by the river when it dry. Water go come fill up my eye. She na go cry 'cause we did there, we did down there, we did down there, there we did down there, we did down there, there we did down there, we did down there, there by the river way. There we did down there, we did down there, there we did down there, we did down there, there we did down there, we did down there, there by the river way. Mama, she na walk by the river, the water flow down there. Mama, she na walk by the river, the water flow down there. Fire water go blow away the wind down there. Fire water go blow away the wind down there. Hey mama, look your daughter. Hey mama, look your daughter. Hey mama, look your daughter there by the river way. Hey mama, look your daughter. Hey mama, look your daughter. Hey mama, look your daughter there by the river way.
Yeah, yeah. Snaps. Big up you, darling.
Mama.
Hey, mama. Oh. Let me not call the girl thing my wrong name. Hey, mama. It is Hey, mama by Miss Giselle Singer. Right? I like the vibes, darling.
Yeah, see my washing
Let me see some flames in the chat room there.
Yeah.
Yeah? I like this vibes, man.
Makes you feel at home.
Yeah, making me feel to a little African. And I'm going to stop my stripping now.
Right? It wasn't that sad.
No.
It wasn't sad.
It wasn't.
I was trying to, see the tears.
No, it's only like if you start thinking about it and you start trying to figure out what's the meaning and trying to find meanings.
Yeah,
and I guess that's life. When you try to find meanings, the thing is, it often leaves you depressed.
So we have two more very quick questions because we got to wrap up the spotlight now. What's next for you? What's new on the horizon for you? Quickly.
So I have a lot of new singles coming out. I've made a commitment to release at least one single every month this year.
Very nice.
So I'm looking at releasing a next song very soon. And then I would like to release my first EP of Afro-Caribbean music as well very soon.
Lovely. Okay. Feel free to come back and drop them here.
I will.
Right? We will have you anytime you want to come back.
Thank you
and
so
lastly,
much.
tell the people how they can reach you, how they can view your music online, and hit them up with your socials.
Okay, so you can find me on all social media platforms. Giselle Singer, it's JISELLESINGER. I'll spell it again because oftentimes it's spelled wrongly. JISELLESINGER. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and wherever else that you stream music.
Yes. And there you have it, guys. Our Island Girl Spotlight for today. Giselle Singer. This beautiful Afrocentric, Afro-Caribbean woman. All kind of description, just like her hands.
Yeah.
Yes, I dense and intense.
Listen. But she's so peaceful. She's very peaceful.
I love it to know.
So up next, we're going to get a little out of time in a little bit. We have our Sip and Spill segment. It's sponsored by Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. And this is where it becomes a girl talk. We ask some prying questions, some intimate questions. But we will get to out of time. So, guys, we're going to do 2 rounds. But quickly, we're going to go to commercial. And when we get back, pick right back up with our Sip and Spill segment right here on O.U.R Radio.fm.
Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate.
Caribe Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
He said my afro like the night sky. All the constellations in my eyes. Caramel dripping, melanated. Luscious, delicious, undiluted. Look at my hair, look at my skin. Camera zoom in, look at the skin. Black is a spectrum, penny got the shade. Winning every deck, no you can't draw no shade. I got the melanin on feet. Soon as I watch me, just get sick. Dropping in my DMs all week. Got a melanin on feet. So we got the vibes of the old days, man. Girl, where you come from, Trinidad? Your body's so good, but your wine so bad. I got the melanin on fleek. Soon as I watch me, just get sick. Dropping in my DMs all week. Got a melanin on fleek. So we got the vibes of the old days, man. Girl, where you come from, Trinidad? Your body's so good, but your wine so bad. Say my lips look like Lupita. Wanna fly me out to Africa. Want me to meet a spine mama. Say I look richer than Wakanda. Look at my glow, look at my eyes. I am the trophy, you want the prize. Well, be my lover, be my best friend. Love that we got, he don't want it to end. I got the melanin on feet. Soon as I watch me, just get sick. Dropping in my DMs all week. Got a melanin on feet. So we got the vibes of the old days, man. Girl, where you come from, Trinidad? Your body's so good, but your wine so bad. I got the melanin on feet. Soon as I watch me, just get sick. Dropping in my DMs all week. Got a melanin on feet. So we got the vibes of the old days, man. Girl, where you come from, Trinidad? Your body's so good, but your wine so bad. I got the melanin on feet. Soon as I watch me, just get sick. Dropping in my DMs all week. Got a melanin on feet. So we got the vibes of the old days, man. Girl, where you come from, Trinidad? Your body's so good, but your wine so bad. I got the melanin on feet. Soon as I watch me, just get sick. Dropping in my DMs all week. Got a melanin on feet. So we got the vibes of the old days, man. Girl, where you come from, Trinidad? Your body's so good, but your wine so bad. He said my afro like the night sky. All the constellations in my eyes. Caramel dripping, melanated. Luscious, delicious, undiluted. Look at my hair, look at my skin. Camera zoom in, look at the skin.
And we are back with more Island Girl Talk. Guys, we are your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
Neicy.
And of course, we have the lovely Giselle Singer in the house. Put our camera on her. You've been listening to Melanin on Fleek.
She enjoying
by
her
Giselle.
chips.
Yes, she eating her little snacky snacks. Yes?
We have to eat every hour.
Right? And guys, if you were just listening, we were just spotlighting Giselle here, getting a feel for her musical journey.
Excuse me for a second.
And all of that. Yeah. And what we're going to get into now is our Caribe sponsored Sip and Spill segment. And if we give Shawna a little chance, say, Shawna, what's going on? What we doing?
So what we sipping on?
What we sipping on? Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's
That
what
is
I was
a
trying
good
to say.
point.
Boy was laughing at me when I asked him for my mic this morning.
That is a good
When I
point.
asked him for my mic this morning. Oh, yeah.
So, Ananias, what you say, boy? We should send one of these boys.
They wouldn't.
Huh?
I don't know if they'll know what
You
to
guys
say.
will be back right after this break.
We're going straight to commercial
Straight to
once more.
commercial.
1 second. I don't have to drink anything, right?
No.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribe. Whenever. Now we celebrate. Wherever. Now we celebrate.
Caribe Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
It's good for your daughter. Get your coconut water. Give me some of that coconut. All that water go fill me up. Boy, don't give me every drop. I want all of your coconuts. Give me some of that coconut. All that water go fill me up. Boy, don't give me every drop. I want all of your coconuts. I never write your name when I saw you, baby. Na 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 na. My paper is boring and I hear you calling my name. My name. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Coconut water, they good for your data. 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 I love the curves of your face when you touch me, baby. Na 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 na. All that I used to be becomes you and me. Na 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 na. My paper is boring and I hear you calling my name. My name. Na 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 na. They good for your data. Coconut water, 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 they good for your data. Give me one more song at the country road where our love began. And some stranger, can't you stay a little while?
And we're back with more Island Girl Talk. We're your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
That's Shawna.
Neicy.
And of course, we have Giselle Singer in the house. Yes? Ready for our sip and spill segment. Like, Neicy is not the only one who is experiencing brain fog today. It's us too, because we forgot to bring our trusty Caribe bottles in.
I didn't even notice
chilling
it
in the fridge.
until they say what's up. I didn't even realize.
Yes.
I ready to
It
cheers.
was on the low. You know, we always try to do things on the low, but
I
that
ready
one
to
can fly by,
cheers
boy.
with nothing to cheers.
So guys, as you know, Sip and Spill is sponsored by Caribe Tropical Hard Cider. So I'm going to do my work once more. Enjoy the crisp refreshment of Caribe Hard Cider, an all-natural gluten-free blend crafted with champagne yeast. Caribe Tropical Hard Cider is available in original, pineapple, and rosé. Whenever, wherever, celebrate with Caribe. Drink responsibly. Yeah, and with that, we commence our Sip and Spill segment. So, guys, reintroducing our Island Girls Spotlight once more. Giselle Singer in the house today. Yes, and we're going to ask her some out of time and quirky, profound, deep, maybe a little spicy questions. Who knows? We know you're not supposed to ask a woman's age, but just tell us.
If you
Early
want to.
20s, later 20s?
I've been 25 for a few years now.
Okay.
All right,
we'll go with that.
Can you handle the heat?
I'll go with that.
That's what we want to know. Big brother go and get we a pong or what?
What's that?
Can you handle the heat, or we have to look out for your big
go
brother
ahead.
hitting us up?
It's fine, it's fine.
All right.
All right, so I start and soft.
As
right.
usual.
What's your horoscope?
Scorpio.
All right.
What I mean, girl, Scorpio, let's get a bad rap, you know.
It means that we're super spicy and the most amazing horoscope.
Yeah, Scorpios are nice people, man.
All right. Let's ask one that's weird. Have you ever been bullied?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
No, you don't have to divulge. You can always answer yes, no, and that's it. But if you want to divulge, that's also fine.
Yeah, I'll divulge a bit. In primary school, especially, I think I was wearing glasses. I've been wearing glasses most of my life, and unfortunately, I started at a tender age of 8. So I had these huge ones, and then I had a string. So that's like a double horror. So I had a string that would go behind to connect it. So of course I would be called 4 eyes all the time. Yeah, so that was one of the main things. And then there's another incident. My grandmom, there's one time she got me these sneakers because we were rushing late to get the school sneakers, and it was bigger than my feet. So like for a whole term, I think people would call me Bigfoot. But by the next term, I had my normal size, so they stopped calling me Bigfoot. But I think that's it too, and I remember.
So creative.
Yeah.
So creative.
Of course.
Yeah, I think everybody here had their fair share of bullying. Big head, red monkey, right there. You know?
I'm sorry.
Whitey cockroach. What else?
What they to call you whitey
All kind
cockroach?
of thing.
The strange thing, we
uncles
always turn out to be the best looking in the end. So.
I like going through the awkward phase back then and
Yeah.
the butterfly now
Yeah.
than in reverse. So yeah. Let me ask you about love. What's your love language?
What did I did it again recently? Acts of service. Acts of service.
Yeah.
Nice. Sean? Let me ask one.
Yeah.
This one kind of juicy, spicy. Do you get along with your boyfriend's mommy?
Yes.
Very good.
She's a similar personality to mine, I think. She's very quiet.
Very nice.
What would you change about yourself if you could?
Change about myself. I really can't think of anything. Yeah, I'm just
you're damn right.
perfect just the way I am.
Right. We love it.
Kill.
Yes.
Oh gosh, Neicy.
What qualities do you look for in a best friend?
I'd have to say someone who's very private, someone who's very discerning, wise. Let's see, I'd say very willing to be there. Someone you can depend on, count on. And I think the main thing for me is being private, not being someone who goes and shares your private information with others. Someone who knows how to keep a secret or who knows how to keep information private. I think that's so important now. A person of integrity, especially. I think someone who's genuinely a good person, has a good. There are people who know what's good, but there are people who are genuinely good.
Yes.
So I think that's so important. Somebody who's genuinely good. Yeah, like some people just have a natural sense of what's good, and I think that's really important for me. Someone who has their internal compass on point.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one. When have you felt the most proud?
Most proud. Let's see. I think I'll have to say I recently got engaged. So.
Wait. She's private.
You're holding out.
She's private.
She's a private person.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
soon
much.
to be huzzy right here in the studio.
Just a few months.
Come here.
Just said when they came,
The cameraman.
her boyfriend and her brother.
I was sorry, so then.
Just a few months to go. Thank you. I think that was one of the proudest moments for me, because the relationship. Because the relationship for me, it was a growth process, because we've been together 8.5 years. So for us to get to this point, I felt it really was a problem for me to feel as a woman how I've evolved, and he's really been so supportive of my journey. So to know that we've gotten to this point together, it's really, I really felt proud of.
Nice.
But here now, they only looking like babies. But there's big people in this room today.
I was like, Listen, whatever y'all doing with the youth function down in the deep south. Like I'm from south, but deep south has something else.
So vial of your blood, you know, we could just recreate it and recreate it because like the fountain of youth living inside you.
Something happening deep south.
What is happening? She looks like a baby.
I think it's the weight loss.
The boyfriend, the fiance looks like a baby too. What is it only doing down south? That is serious coconut and sapodilla, boy. I need to get some.
I'm going back south.
I need to plant a sapodilla tree and a coconut tree. Right? I want to look young too.
And I'm turning it up a notch.
Yes.
Have you had a friend with benefits before?
How you reached there?
I remember she's not a baby yet. We just she's not a baby. Yes, Neicy. But we ascertain that she's not a baby.
The views of Shawna and Krystal are not the views of Neicy.
Big man thing.
Friend with benefits, are you referring to like a male or female? Or both?
A friend.
Male or female?
A friend with benefits.
Oh, cool. So she asking if it's male or female.
But that's what going on.
You
It's one is a friend and it's I know the term benefits, the real term, you know.
In a sexual way?
Yes.
Oh no.
Because when you ask male or female, you confuse me.
No. I was thinking generally benefits, but when you say sexually, no, I've never gotten to a point in myself where I felt like I needed to be friends with someone for sex. Especially as a woman,
not be friends with them for
but it doesn't came as a benefit.
It basically means that it's your friend.
Yeah, but there's that option available.
Yeah.
No, I've never
I can
never
stand my
had
chair.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Take a breath.
No, I think I'm very open about what I expect in a relationship. So there's never like, okay,
area.
there's the gray area and then there may be something or there might be that option there.
Yeah.
No.
Got it.
Or if I feel like
I cannot. I'll go next. Oh, Neicy, what about you?
I recover.
Want me to go? Okay. Have you ever experienced a friendship breakup? And if yes, what has it taught you?
So I have experienced friendship breakups along the way because, you know, as you evolve, sometimes you all grow people. So I think what it has taught me, the first friendship breakup, what it taught me is that you shouldn't be friends with someone because you're lonely. I think the first friendship was just because I was lonely. And that was the person I knew. And that was the person I'd been friends with for so long. And I just didn't want to be alone. So I just continued to be friends with them, even though we weren't compatible in many ways. But I just continued and prolonged the friendship just because I didn't want to be alone. So that was the first thing it taught me, to be self-sufficient.
Indeed. I like that.
I was trying
Who
to
wants to go
subtly
next?
hint.
Would you rather be able to read someone's mind or control their mind? So either you could read it or control it.
Into thinking whatever you want them to think.
I say read their mind.
Read their mind.
I don't want to control their mind. I don't want to control anybody. I want people to be their self, so then I can control what I do about them. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Nice.
Tell Oli, I like this game. Do you believe in polyamory?
That's like you have various loves. No, I don't.
Good girl.
No. No.
Take a drink.
Do you consider yourself to be religious or spiritual? Or how would you define your journey? Your
I would
relationship
say
with God?
both, but I think a lot of the time it's more religious than spiritual because I'm sorry, my voice. I think I grew up very religious. So I think I'll say there's a part of me, the core of me might be more religious than spiritual, because when I'm not feeling spiritual, I still have religious to fall back on. I still have the commitment, that sort of ritual. I think the ritual is even probably more important than how you feel, because spiritual, it has a lot more to do with how you feel. And you know, as a human being, you don't often feel that way. So I think when you're very religious in the things you do, you tend to get a lot more done and you tend to stay more faithful to what you're doing.
Indeed. Love it.
That's a nice spin on it.
Feelings.
Yeah,
Nice spin.
yeah.
Love that.
I really love that.
Permission to get spicy? Because, you know,
Go
big
ahead.
man, big woman thing. She's a big woman. Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
We here thinking she's 16, but she's a big engaged woman.
Listen,
You understand?
I'm still recovering.
So,
Go ahead.
we're gonna get a little spicy. Oh dear, and I'm still feeling some type of way to ask her this.
Don't, Chris, don't.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Have you ever watched porn with someone else?
It's someone else? No, I haven't.
Okay. Now I feel bad for asking that
You
question.
should feel bad.
And
You
no, I
should
have
feel
not.
Bad. Bad.
should feel
Krystal.
bad. Don't go into
I'm
the
so
dark
sorry.
side. Stay in the
Are
light,
you,
Chris.
are you the one who takes initiative in sex?
Oh, of
Is
course.
it a-
Well, sure, that is not studying you.
Initiative.
Half and half. Do you?
I think it's like half and half. I
Okay.
think when you're in tune with someone, I think at least most of the time. I mean, I'm not married yet. Maybe when you're married, there might be a different sort of dynamic. You know, yeah.
Right.
Marriage is undefined.
Right. I want to bring it back to a more neutral thing because I don't want to picture this sweet little girl.
Oh, you
God.
changed. Listen. She came in and she was
I
innocent.
tried, but
You're
I
changing
I
my
try,
life.
but I don't want to do the spicy ones with her. She is
I'm loving you.
way too sweet. Okay.
We will serve you.
All right.
Oh,
Fiance,
goodness.
do you
Nice.
agree? Is she way too sweet? Because you know, there's a possibility that sweet enough.
Oh,
Sweet enough.
Yes, what he did there?
There's some things that we don't know.
Sweet enough. You understand? Fiance says she's sweet enough.
I listen.
Like sappadilla, boy. Eh?
With some coconut
I
on
have one. This is not out of timing, but it's an interesting one. What is your greatest fear?
My greatest fear. I think I had a fear some time ago, you know. I haven't been afraid for a very long time. And I think that's what happened with this long COVID experience.
Right.
I haven't been afraid for a long time because I thought I was gonna die. I think when you get to a point where you think you're gonna die,
Life
after
just
you
opened
after
up.
you come back from there, it's like whatever.
Nothing else.
I get that.
Yeah. Great.
Let's start to do this. Chris no longer here. We have
Oh,
two
wow.
hosts. Two hosts and Chris gone.
Island girl talk nothing. I gone. Once the place started
Yeah.
shake, that's it.
Yeah. Chris loyalty is up until an earthquake.
But before that, my fear was dying without having fulfilled my purpose.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah.
My
Understood.
fear was some like a loved one passing.
Yeah.
But now it's more of me like using the time that I have with that person to really, really enjoy them.
So you have a fear of time running out.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like
Okay.
that. Probably like that.
All right, guys, let's do
ask
one more
one.
round, right?
Yeah.
Neicy, Shawna, then me, and then that's
I
it.
didn't find my own yet.
I saw it, but it was basically the question was like, what's that movie that you watch over and over? Like, what's your
again.
favorite movie? What's that movie that you would watch over and over and over and it never gets boring?
Maybe Pride and Prejudice.
I've never seen that.
I love
it.
I love British period
I
dramas.
love
haven't seen
you
that
most
movie.
ardently. Best line in the show. Best line.
You know,
What was his name again?
Oh God,
I
sorry,
love you
COVID brain.
most ardently.
I can't
Yeah,
even know
I
it.
just tell somebody
I
that.
lost. Like, we asked them.
You need to
Prejudice.
get into British period dramas.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
I'm
a
lost.
book.
I'm a hopeless romantic.
Who was the author of the book? I can't even remember.
Oh,
But I
God,
have the
my
book. I have
mind
the
is-
series of like all her books she ever wrote home, and they made a lot of movies from her books.
Yeah, I've
And
read
Pride
those
and
books over and
Prejudice
over, but
is
unfortunately
one of
my
the most
mind
popular.
is blank.
But that is my most favorite line in the book and,
And
the
movie, yes.
It's simple
And
as it is.
favorite line
That
too, 'cause
scene,
it's the only one
that
I
scene
know.
in the rain, that scene in the rain when they meet.
Stop talking about things I don't know. Let me watch the movie. I will
Right
come
now,
back.
I'm quiet.
Oh gosh.
We'll come back and form
Neicy
a
is about Giselle. It's about Giselle.
Giselle.
As long as she know. All right.
Alright.
Well, you have one?
I kind of torn between two, but
Well, ask both.
what is a habit that you're trying to break? Do you have any underlying habits or
bad
something
habits?
that you
Bad
want to break?
habits. Bad habits. I think you know when you sometimes you get stuck in this thoughts like you start feeling sorry for yourself. I want to stop doing that because sometimes when you start feeling down, you start feeling sorry for yourself. You start thinking, "Oh, woe is me," or "My life is way." That's the habit I think I want to break. Like I just want to stop ever feeling sorry for myself.
Right.
I love
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Nice.
Chris?
Should
Or
I
Shawna, you had
go?
another one?
Go ahead, Chris.
All right, and Sean's will end. Do you believe in showing off your relationship publicly on social media?
Nope, that's why there are no pictures of my boyfriend, my fiance, and I on social media.
Nice.
I want to get a quick different perspective. Is Bay okay with that?
Of course.
Oh gosh.
Ask Bay.
As
sorry.
Business boy.
Bay, are you okay with being private?
Bay says okay, because remember the audience not gonna hear Bay.
Yeah.
Bay says okay,
Bay said
guys.
okay.
Okay.
That they are quite similar.
Well, again,
and
it works. It works.
Do you
Yeah.
care to elaborate? Like, just explain a little bit about why you choose to live your life that way.
Well, I think the most important parts of my life, I don't put it on social media.
Okay, right.
Same here.
I feel like those things, they shouldn't have to be picked apart. And,
Yes.
you know, people have evil eyes.
Right.
I genuinely feel that people looking on at you and speaking about it and all that. I think it
Putting out energy.
seriously it breaks down things. You know, the most precious things, you try to keep it to yourself.
Treasured.
Yeah,
Husband to
treasured.
be.
Nice.
You pick a
Listen,
winner here, you know.
Yeah.
You picked a winner. He
And
picked
he
a
knows.
winner.
You can tell that he knows. Listen.
This girl is self-aware. This
Yes.
girl is
You
knowledgeable. She
can
is
tell the dynamic
discerning.
works. As
Yes,
much as
right.
I'm the later half
So
realizing.
you say your melanin on fleek, but your third eye on fleek. Third eye on fleek. I like
And I
that.
imagine that they would both have similar thinking. That's why
Yeah.
they're attracted to
It-
each other.
Yeah.
I like that. You had one more,
It's
Sean?
I'm not taking nothing part because I know you're seeing your things as
Thank
well.
you so much.
Sean, do you have one more?
No, you go ahead now.
Well, I thought you was gonna wrap it up. All right. Tell us. I feel I wanna just take one off the top of my head.
Go, Chris.
Yeah.
Wait.
Up of your head.
I wonder if we could trust Chris. Yeah, go, go,
I
Chris.
have one, but the fun was
Ask it,
So
Sean.
Ask it,
Ask
Sean.
it,
Is
Sean.
there something that you believe that you're unwilling to compromise on?
Mm-hmm.
Like a value or anything that is
Yeah, a lot of things. Because I'm very, very stuck in certain things that I think are really core to who I am. So I think like God is just something I'm not willing to compromise
I-
on, especially in a personal relationship. Like
Right.
I can't see myself going to a really deep relationship with someone who doesn't believe in God.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we can talk, but I feel like there's something that we can't connect on a deeper level.
Right.
So I think God is one thing. Honesty.
Gosh, I love that.
Well, I mean, I think we all have white lies, but you know, honest about the things that matter the most. I think that's something I'm not willing to compromise on. Faithfulness in a relationship. I'm not willing to share all of those modern things that people have now. What else is there? Family is important to me. So someone who doesn't care about their family, that's something that for me is it's a no for me, because I think family is so important.
Nice.
All right.
Love it.
Well, I have one last one. It's a simple one, but an effective one. And I just want to point out we kept it PG-13 for Giselle, right? We didn't go the usual. We didn't run the usual gamut of some.
And I
seriously
enjoyed it. I
out-of-time
really
questions.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, we enjoyed
We
it
really
too.
enjoyed the
So,
conversation.
last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
It's not something that I usually reveal to. I would not reveal it because I feel like the vision that I have for my life in the next 5 years is something that it's private one. Is something that I'm working towards, and I feel like that's
will
some
reveal.
time will reveal, and then putting it out there. You know, sometimes we have this vision and it doesn't really go the exact way it's supposed to go. So I don't want people to have a vision of where I will be. So I prefer that you just journey with me, and
Journey
you
with
see
her, man.
you see where I am. But I'm telling you, it's going to be somewhere amazing.
Yes, we love that response. And with that, guys, it's a wrap for Sip and Spill, sponsored by Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. And guys, we did not do our ass, so like we do it now. Take your water, darling, because homie don't drink, right?
Bye.
So we cheers. And we and we sipping.
Nice boy. Hold on to Chris.
Yes, I. Right.
Right off my tongue.
And with that, we will go to a quick commercial.
And
When
be
we come back, we'll have Let's Talk Trends with Neicy right here on our radio.fm.
Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever.
Bay, tropical hard cider. Drink responsibly.
Does it feel like home? All on your own. Does it feel like home? All on your own. Pretty angel with the sad eyes. Guess this world took you by surprise. I see the fading of the sunlight. You walk away like you did 1,000 times before you close that.
Guys, we are back with more Island Girl Talk. We're your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
Neicy.
And of course, we have the lovely Giselle Singer in the house, munching on her munchies. Yes. Guys, if you're just joining us, we've had a full show so far. We talked about motivating yourself and tips for self-improvement. We've interviewed our lovely Island Girl Spotlight, Giselle. We carried her through the sip and spill. She handled it nice, but we were easy on her. You know, PG-13. That baby face throwing us for a loop.
Oh, gosh.
PG-18. Yes. And before we get into our Let's Talk Trends segment, we just want to turn it over to the chat room once more. We don't want to ignore our people. We have She Leaves saying, hi, Carrie Ann. Of course, they're having a whole conversation. Carrie Ann says, hi, love. It's awesome to see you. It's been a minute. Stay amazing. Yes. Kyle Grant is saying, Sister Got Soul is a hard tune. Yes.
Thank
and
you
then
very much.
Blazers. Carrie Ann says, thanks, love. Kyle Grant says, Giselle Singer is the sun. I like that compliment.
She's taken.
Right?
She's taken.
She says, coconut water is good for your daughter.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Very good.
Carrie Ann says, you all hit that like, please. Hit that like button, please, and thanks. Yes, like I shared. Like the live, share the live. Right? Kyle Grant says, yes, definitely missed you in the live chat, Carrie Ann. Of course.
We all did.
Right? They're sending love to each other. Krystal Fields is back. She says, hi, lovely ladies. Good
Hi.
afternoon. Just saying hi. Been busy with work these days, but y'all been doing great as always. Have a safe and wonderful evening.
Same to you.
Yes, I. Of course, Carrie Ann is sending love and blazes for our lovely guest here. She says, big up you, sis. Fire blazing. Nails
you
by
so
Maya
much.
sending blazes as well. We were playing your music during this time.
Thank
we have
you.
Aussie Eddie saying, I reached late. Better late than never, honey.
Yes.
Right? Carrie Ann says, Congress? What I mean? Then she says, I think it's something with South. She says, South indeed. Then she says, Neicy, You Not Easy. Wonderful movie. We were talking about that. Then Sheely says, I 100% agree with Giselle on the evil eye aspect. Yes, indeed. People be watching, and like my cousin would say, like when you're on a pedestal, they're looking at you, you just living your life, but to other people, you're looking like you're on a pedestal, and they just you know, meditating on you. It's not cool.
That's why you share when it's completed, not any process.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Carrie Ann says, great point. Keep him and yourself to yourself. You're right.
Yeah.
That's with Huzzy.
Thank you.
Sheely says, Giselle, I love your outlook on life. Please stay awesome and all the best to you.
Thank
And
you
Carrie
so
Ann says,
much.
love that response. And that's it for the chat
Thank you so
room.
much.
And with that, we get in right into Let's Talk Trends. Yes, I need to take it away.
Okay. So we have some news in comedy land, unfortunately, at this time. Veteran comedian Tommy Joseph has been hospitalized, and a fundraiser is being planned at the moment. We don't have a lot of information on it, but what we would say that a fundraiser concert will be held to assist the alien comedian. He's currently warded at San Fernando General Hospital, and a GoFundMe account has also been set up by close friends and his former colleague Natalie Morales. Since the start of the pandemic, Joseph has been in and out of the hospital to drain fluid around his heart.
Oh my gosh. So guys, if you want to contribute to him getting better, feel free to go find online his GoFundMe account and feel free to give, right? Tommy Joseph is a stalwart in the society. Hello.
Exactly.
Right? So
and just to kind of add, in keeping with comedy, there's a new wave of comedy, and I know like the likes of the Larry Joseph and the Tommy Joseph would have influenced and inspired this
new generation.
movement. You know, so there's a new movement called Laugh on the Ave that happens like every Thursday. Me and Shawna would have been to a few, and Chris would.
That's the show you invited us to, Sean.
Yeah.
So y'all could check them out on social media. I think they have the event every Tuesday, so you can get the information across there. But
That's
Laugh on the Ave, where they feature a lot of up and coming and established comedians, just honing their skills and, you know, creating a nice little hub for comedy in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
So definitely check
It's
them out
really
on
nice.
social
A
media.
nice experience.
All right.
Lovely.
And lastly, congratulations are in order for the Queen and King of soca. Banshee Garland and Khayne was recently featured on the new Apple's Music Home Sessions. It's
Tell the people
a
what that
series, basically, where they feature different artists, established and emerging from around the world, where they upload, they do like a project, right? It's like an EP album or so, but it's live. It's like it's recorded like with a live element, right? And they upload it, and they feature the artists with like new songs. Sometimes they do original music, or they do covers, or they sing over some of their old songs. But the experience is more live, like you're watching them live,
Very
with live
nice.
instrumentations and stuff. So Banshee Garland and Khayne were both featured, and the music that they did were featured on 2 separate EP albums, but it's not just limited to soca music, right? So it's different genres. They both had 4 songs each on it, so you could check it out on the Apple Music home screen page. And with it, it's not just a listening experience, but they also take you in the studio with the whole creative process. You see them performing it live, and just get some kind of behind the scenes gems. So you could definitely check that out, because it's a really, really good look for soca music. And just coming from like the small island of Trinidad and Tobago, but being featured on such a huge platform is really good. So yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
it for Let's Talk Trends, guys.
Yes,
Soca
and
genre coming just now then
Huh?
on iTunes.
that's a good point. Hello. Right, so Neicy, one time, you know, that's it for Let's Talk Trends, and we're moving right along into
The
Empowerment Minute. Woosa. Now, Giselle, you see what we did? Your turn, right? Neicy, bring it in once more.
And this, you guys, is the segment where we come in to give you a gem to go through the week in our Empowerment Minute.
Woosa. Yes, you know how to woosa all there. Yes.
Nicely. Chris kind of pelts mine to tell how to
I
pull
know,
up
I know.
my Empowerment Minute.
Yes.
Give me a little.
Well, I have it
Right,
here
I
for you.
How the things singing, internet pumping. Right, you guys, so you know I gave you a nice little quote for today, and I was watching something on Netflix, and this just jumped out at me. So the quote of the day is brought to you from Netflix. I can't even remember the series.
By a movie on Netflix.
That's life,
right?
Inspiration from all places.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I be taking notes. And it basically said if you are unsure of your own value, you are insecure. How to go off this now? So let's take it
It
again.
was so golden. You had to
Yeah.
yeah.
The quote of the day, brought to you by Netflix, says that if you are ever unsure, uncertain of your own value, the value that you possess, you are stepping into that space of becoming insecure, being insecure.
Insecurity.
Right? So just be mindful of that. You must always have a sense of self and a sense of knowing your value, not look for things outside of you to tell you how valuable you are. Because if you give it, say for instance, your job, you hold value from your job, and then tomorrow you come and get fired, where has your value gone? You understand? So you should
And
always
insecurity.
have a sense of value, separate from the things that you do, the people that you know, the places that you are in, and you should always have that sense of self that comes from within, and you apply it to the other things instead of looking for these things to label that for you. And anytime that you're in a space when you are unsure of that, just know that you're stepping into that territory, becoming insecure and needing somebody to secure you. Right? So
Indeed. Well said,
I like
niece. I like
Netflix,
it too.
Netflix,
Netflix,
Big up Netflix. And guys, with that, it is a wrap for Island Girl Talk today, episode 24.
Yep.
You understand, guys? We want to thank you guys for always chatting with us, staying locked in with us and all that, giving you 2 cents. We appreciate you all. Big up you. Thank you for liking and sharing the live as always. We want to big up Giselle Singer, right? With her lovely, peaceful aura. You understand? Coming in and spending time with us. Big up you, right?
Thank you so much.
Of course, we have her fiance and her brother in the house. But next time we will bring them on, all right? Today is about Giselle.
Yes.
Right? And guys, with that, be sure to tune in next week, Wednesday, every Wednesday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. to 30 p.m.
Sometimes
right? We go change the time officially, all right, y'all? From 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. every Wednesday, right here on O.U.R Radio.FM. Thank you for tuning in once more to Island Girl Talk, where women are free to simply be unapologetically. Keep it classy. Woo! Bye, guys. I like it.
Relax, relax. You a pretty girl, but pretty is an ugly word. So shout out to the flat ass girls. Shout out to the What does it mean to be beautiful? Mama said you a pretty girl. You a pretty girl. Cause when you're born in this world, gotta have the things that'll make a man head turn. Make a man head turn. Is it my thick thighs or my wide round hips? Small waistline with some perky tits. Teddy like my ass cause it looks so fat. They only like my hair when it's relaxed. Relax. You a pretty girl, but pretty is an ugly word. So shout out to the flat ass girls. Shout out to the ones with more kinks than curls. Shout out to the big nose and big lips. Shout out to the ones who ain't got no tits. Shout out to the girl with a teeny weeny fro. Shout out to the ones who ain't got that glow. Cause none of that matters. None of that, none of that. Once sister got soul. 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 What are the things that make you beautiful? Type of things that feed your soul. That feed your soul. Cause in this world of distraction, have you ever been present? Have you ever been looking in the mirror and I love what I see? Doesn't have to meet your standards of beauty. You can scroll past my pics on IG. I don't need your likes to validate me. Working on my healing self-therapy. Working on my healing, and that makes me pretty. So, so pretty. So shout out to the flat ass girls. Shout out to the ones with more kinks than curls. Shout out to the big nose and big lips. Shout out to the ones who ain't born like this. Shout out to the girl with a teeny weeny fro. Shout out to the ones who ain't got that glow. Cause none of that matters. None of that, none of that. Once sister got soul. 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 Nothing in this world can ever come between my sister, sister, sister and me. Nothing in this world can ever come between my sister, sister, sister and me. Nothing in this world can ever come between my sister, sister, sister and me. Nothing in this world can ever come between my sister, sister, sister and me. What does it mean to be beautiful? Mama said you a pretty girl. You a pretty girl. Cause when you're born in this world, gotta have the things that'll make a man head turn. Make a man head turn. It's in my thick thighs on my wide round hips. Small waistline with some perky tits. Steady like my ass cause it looks so fat. They only like my hair when it's relaxed. Relax. You a pretty girl, but pretty is an ugly word. So shout out to the flat ass girls. Shout out to the ones with more kinks than curls. Shout out to the big nose and big lips. Shout out to the ones who ain't got no tits. Shout out to the girl with a teeny weeny fro. Shout out to the ones who ain't got that glow. Cause none of that matters. None of that, none of that. Once sister got soul. 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 What are the things that make you beautiful? Type of things that feed your soul. That feed your soul. Cause in this world of distraction, have you ever been present? Have you ever been looking in the mirror and I love what I see? Doesn't have to meet your standards of beauty. You can scroll past my pics on IG. I don't need your likes to validate me. Working on my healing self-therapy. Working on my healing, and that makes me pretty. So, so pretty. So shout out to the flat ass girls. Shout out to the ones with more kinks than curls. Shout out to the big nose and big lips. Shout out to the ones who ain't born like this. Shout out to the girl with a teeny weeny fro. Shout out to the ones who ain't got that glow. Cause none of that matters. None of that, none of that. Once sister got soul. 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 Nothing in this world can ever come between my sister, sister, sister and me. Nothing in this world can ever come between my